what up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Listen, as you guys come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Also, put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Please put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Want to make sure that the audio is good, y'all. What's going on? How y'all been? What's up? I hope everybody is well. Thank y'all so much for being here. 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Please, 1 in the chat. Okay, I see the ones. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching, everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate you guys. Make sure as you come into the chat, you hit the like button. Hit the like button. It is super important to hit the like button. So make sure you hit the like button as you come in, y'all. Please do that. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share the stream and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So make sure you are doing that. And also to support the streams and the channel, you guys, if you are feeling generous and you want to support via super chat or cash app, that will definitely help the channel out as well. So if you want to see more, live streams, y'all, it's getting a little rough for me to to do this because I got so many other things that I'm working on. But make sure you guys are continuously watching the streams, the videos, and all of that, and supporting in any way you can. That definitely helps me out. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Shout out to everybody in the building, y'all. I miss you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. So shout out to y'all. What's going on? Divine Photos. I see Divine Photos in the building. Thank you so much for being here, Divine. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody watching. Ryan Wetlow, Lorenzo. What's going on, Lorenzo? Successful MD in the building. How are you? Pharaoh, what's going on, Pharaoh? Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. Alex, Wolf Clan, I don't know, King Sigma, Brian, Pharaoh, Successful MD, P Jones, Trey Jones, Hustle the Great, Monty Gillum. I hope I'm saying that right. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Says, D, you had me scared thinking a world without DeeDee existed, Lord. Pharaoh, no, we good. No, don't think like that. I'm here. Sometimes I just have to take a little break, y'all, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So sometimes I gotta fall back a little bit, recollect myself, take care of some other things, because it's a lot. It's very time consuming to do this stuff. Trust me, if you ever, if any of you do YouTube or social media, oh my God, it takes a lot out of you, especially when you have I'm different because I have a whole family and, a husband. You got to fall back a little bit, so time to time I'll take breaks because I need them, and it's a lot to put into this. If you're a single person and you don't have children and you don't have a family or nothing like that, you have more time to do it. And I think I've been doing YouTube a long time besides this content. And so it's very time consuming. So yeah, just know that your girl gonna have to fall back sometimes and take a little break here and there, but I'm always here. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going anywhere. Just got to take a break sometimes. And it was much needed. And I will do that from time to time because sometimes I just get overwhelmed and I'm just tired, So, but I'm always here. Thank you, Pharaoh. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate the support. And I hope all is well with you. Queen of Vibes, what's going on? Good seeing you guys. I hope all is well with all of you. So listen, we're going to get right into it, y'all. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button as you come into the building. Like button, hit the like button. So y'all see the title, right? So the title, men have opted out, plus Corey Holcomb roasts Kendra G. All right. So we're going to get into that. I want to talk about this. I did a video on Kendra G on Tamron Hall show. I don't know if you guys have seen that video, but if you haven't, go check it out. Because I'm gonna play a little bit of what Corey Holcomb played. And shout out to Corey Holcomb if you're watching. Shout out to Corey. Corey is crazy as hell, but I like his content though. So if you haven't watched that video of me talking about Kendra on Tamron Hall show. Go watch it after this video. Go check it out and let me know your thoughts on it because it was very interesting. But we're going to get into this first clip of we already know really why it is that men have opted out or men are opting out. We already know why, but I always say this, y'all. It's the same old, same old. I always say this. A lot of women are acting confused as if they don't know why, this is happening. Maybe they're not on social media. Maybe they're not paying attention to what their modern women counterparts are saying. Maybe these are some of the women who don't particularly think like the modern other hyenas think. And it's, how they say, the good are going to have to suffer for the bad. To me, that seems like what's happening. The women who are somewhat or seem to be oblivious to what's happening between in dating and men and women are going to have to like catch up and pay attention to what's been put out there, what women have said about men, and kind of come to their own conclusion as to why men are opting out, because they're not just opting out for no reason. There is reason behind it. And women, I think, are just shocked about, as to what they're seeing happen. And I think because it's like they don't believe it until they see it, because a lot of women have said all kinds of crazy things when it comes to men, and men have never had much of a reply. You know what I mean? They've never really been vocal about what women have to say, just kind of keeping it on the low and not really addressing it or whatever and just moving on. But now the men have spoken and the women are realizing that they are serious in their responses. It's a response to what women have said about men. And now they're looking oblivious and clueless. It's just baffling to me. I said this before. It is so baffling to me how they act like they don't know or see what's going on. Like they really don't know. I think they know. They're just shocked that men are actually, standing by their words and really responding in a way that's now these women are looking like, what the hell? We said we don't need men, but wait a minute. We were just joking. We weren't serious. And now men are really not approaching us. So it's just crazy to see. But the reaction from the women to me is even more baffling. Like y'all don't know men. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't really pay attention to men. Y'all don't really know how they think. And now they're starting to see, but child, I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip and I want you guys to chime in, hit the like button, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Here we go.
Like, what happened? What happened with the chivalry? You see that bar? You see the bar full of men sitting down, literally just watching women in heels stand up. Like,
you want to know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. See, what y'all girls don't understand is that when men get online, they actually be paying attention to the stuff that y'all be saying and doing, right? Especially when attractive girls get online and say and do stuff. That's who they be focused on. So every time you see a pretty girl make a video and talk about how she be disgusted when men talk to her when she out, how she don't like it when men look at her, men have conversations with her, don't talk to her. Like when she makes videos like that, the men are paying attention. When women like that are making videos, the men are paying attention, right?
Yeah.
And so they figure, okay, well, this must be what it is. This must be what women want. Right? It don't matter about the women who ain't really that attractive who get online and be like, oh my God, we want you to talk to us when you out. Like they're not listening to you. They listening to the girls who they find attractive and what those girls are saying, right? So you can't counteract the girls who they find to be attractive and them saying silly stuff online. So back to the point. Because those girls are getting online and saying silly stuff like that, when men go out now, they not hollering at you. They not bothering you. And they not getting up out their seat to let you have it. You know what?
man, y'all don't want to leave your house?
No. Stay away. Stay away. We are in the house. Gym, home, work, home again. Maybe go to mama house. Maybe go to dad house. That's about it. I'm not going to say we're not messing with y'all, but y'all not about to mess up our peace. Y'all been trolling us ever since y'all got on this internet. Ever since that Creator Fund came out, y'all been acting up, talking out y'all necks, and now when you go outside, there ain't nobody to be outside with. I knew y'all would get tired of being with your girls. You can only go on so many dinner dates with your girls and act like you having fun. We in the house. You said leave you alone. You chose the bear. Now what? Go on a date with the bear. Go on a date with the bear.
Listen, I thought this video was hilarious. Shout out to him because it's true. It's so stupid. God forgive me. Like, come on. You chose the bear. You screamed and you hollered. We don't need men. We tired of y'all. Don't look at us exactly like he said. Don't talk to us. Oh my God, why are you approaching me? Because basically, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? I got a job. And what you got? You know, I got my own business. What you got? Don't even approach me. Do I look like the type of woman you should be approaching? Like, that's the type of stuff that men have had to hear. Women hear, we hear, we've heard it. I've heard it right along with them. And, you know, I just think they think that I said this a long time ago, and it's very insulting because I think a lot of women just think that men are just dumb. They do. They think that because men aren't as vocal that they don't either have feelings or they don't care or they're just pushovers. You know, the very thing I told you, a lot of women are projecting. A lot of what women say is them projecting their own insecurities onto men. So just listen to what women are saying and just know that they're talking about themselves, to be honest. And so I think when they're talking, they don't think that men are listening, or they think they're not going to do anything about it, or men are just going to sit there and just take it and not react. And once again, the reason or the idea that they are reacting to this and they're moving accordingly, and it is showing they're confused as hell. And all they can say is, well, all you see is video after video. You could go on any platform and you will type in women wondering why men aren't approaching and why men aren't approaching and what's going on and why is this? Y'all don't know? Just look at all the videos of the women bashing men left and right. And you don't see a bunch of these women coming to the defense of men in those comments. You don't see a bunch of women saying, hold on, wait a minute. Why y'all don't do this? This is not what you should be doing. This is not every black man. Why are y'all you know, they sit along on the sidelines and they just watch it happen and they kind of snicker and laugh with it. But now they're not. Now they're the ones coming out wondering why men aren't approaching them. I saw a video of a woman asking, she's really crashing out. I need to find that video because she is really pissed, mad that no man wants to approach her. So I don't understand how 1 minute y'all don't need men, leave you alone, then the next minute you crashing out, crying and complaining online, talking about why they not approaching. What do y'all want? This is why I say a lot of these women are confused. You're confused, you're lost, you're delusional, you know, mentally distraught. You don't know what it is that you really want from a man, and you're just all over the place. And then think that these men are just supposed to take you seriously? Nah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a done deal, in my opinion. I think women are going to have to do some major overhauling or changes, or they're going to have to start approaching. They're going to have to really show these men that they're really interested and really in it for the right reasons. Because these men are skeptical. And these men some of them some are completely done. And some are like, you know, kind of still open, but baby, you're going to have to really do some showing and telling to get these men to really take y'all seriously. I'm just saying, because I really think women have hurt themselves. They've done themselves a disservice. And listen, anytime you can see when there are women who have been married. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. I've seen situations where women who have been married for years, right? And husbands passed away. Rest in peace to them. And within a year's time, that same woman, guess what, was able to get a husband. Now, let me tell you this, and I say that to say this. If a woman who's been married for years and her husband passed away, and within a year's time, this woman has another husband, and all of these hyenas run around thinking that they're a bad bee and the best thing since sliced bread, can't get one husband, then that tells you everything you need to know about their behavior, that they are the problem. Because while we talk about men checking out and opting out and not want to deal with these women, it's certain types of women. Because if a man finds a woman who is really marriage material and he really wants commitment and companionship, he's not going to waste any time grabbing her up. But because there's so much foolishness out here. These men aren't jumping into these situations, ruining themselves. They're opting out. But anytime there are a few women that I know that have been married and hell, the husbands, they stay committed to their marriages and the husband passed away. And these women within a year were able to get a whole nother husband, child. That shows you the values that they possess, and men see it. So when they meet a guy, and talk to them, he already know what time it is, and if he's attracted to her and want her, child, that's the part that's mind-boggling to me that people don't want to talk about. Oh, well, she's just lucky, because I watched Anton them do a live about whether it's just luck. That's what the lady was crashing out. Whether it's luck for the women who have husbands, or are they just lucky because they can't get a man? No, I don't think it's fully luck. And I'll probably do that in another video, but baby, if women out here who can have several different marriages, get a man and get another husband and and the majority of these women can't get one, that tells you something is wrong with you. This whole independent boss chick idea is not conducive to marriage, and these are not marriage minded women, and it's not conducive to healthy, stable relationships. And these women act like they can't see that. But we're gonna get into that. Let's continue this video.
Look for the bears at the bar. How about that?
And I don't know if y'all saw, I forget the name of the church. It was like Union City or something church in Maryland, in that area. And they had a singles conference. And it was like the line of single people was like wrapped around the block. Like, it was like, you would have thought Beyonce was in there. Like, it was jam-packed. So I'm like, all these single people looking for love, looking for relation. Something is going wrong. Something is going on. It can't be all of these single people and they're just, all of these single people, it can't be something wrong with them individually. Like, there is just something going on in culture. There is something going on in society where people are just, I don't know, not genuine. People don't desire long-term relationships, marriages. It's like a single epidemic. It's a single pandemic. There's something going on. And I really hope that we get to the bottom of it soon. Because it feels good to be like, wow, okay, it's not just me. It's a lot of other people who are single, who are Christian, who value relationship, who still want, the fairy tale ending, quote unquote. And then the other part of me is like, damn. If it's 200 single women at the conference and I'm 201, like.
Well, listen, first off, you got to get the fairy tale mindset out of your head, ma'am. That's the problem. Relationships aren't fairy tales. Life isn't a fairy tale. First, y'all got to get this perfect idea of what a marriage and what a man and what a relationship should be. Because see, one thing a lot of these women don't talk about, they don't portray an image of a perfect woman, but they portray the image of a perfect man. They portray an image of a perfect man in a perfect relationship based on the man being perfect. They never talk about themselves being perfect because they know they're not. But they also don't hold themselves accountable for their actions. So this fairy tale idea, please get that out your head. Hold on a second, y'all. So they see this perfect world. And I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's no perfect man sent from God. There's no perfect woman. None of us are perfect. In fact, God knows that we are imperfect. And to me, there's a reason why. There's a reason for that, so that you can learn. To me, life is a series of lessons that you're supposed to learn in order to do better. I don't think none of us are meant to be completely perfect. I think we have a set of rules that we're supposed to follow, and there are things that we have to learn. To me, life is a bunch, like I said, a series of learning of events that, to teach you to grow, to become better and learn something from it. But there's no such thing as this fairy tale marriage, relationship, any of it. No marriage is perfect in the sense of the way people see it. And I think two people can have a perfect situation between them, but it doesn't mean that they're perfect. It doesn't mean that they don't go through anything. Life is ebbs and flows, ups and downs. It's a series of events that take place that either strengthen you or weaken you. And this is, and if you have two people together, it's meant for you to come together to create more life so that life can continue to go on. And you build relationships, you build and learn from each other. You go through things so that you can become stronger. That's the whole point of going through things in life. And anybody knows that. That's why I say it's not that deep. People make it deep and make it more difficult than it is. When you realize, listen, in life, you go through things. Anybody that's been through something, they go through it and they come out either on the other side, and either they've accomplished more, they learned, and they have a test. How this, and these people always talk about Christians and God, but they're not listening to what it's saying. In order for you to have a testimony, you have to have a test, right? So that means you have something test your strength, your faith, whatever it is that you believe in, so that you can be stronger and come out with a testimony that you can teach to somebody else to say, hey, maybe if you're going through this, don't give up. Do this, X, Y, Z, you'll come out on the other side. Either way it goes, you're gonna get through it. People don't really believe what they say they believe. And I find a lot of Christians always want to quote God, and there's God is nowhere in it. You're screwing Tom, Dick, and Harry, Pookie, Ray Ray, what's his name? I don't know, Clyde. And everybody on the side, why you talking about God? God told you to do this. God told you he didn't tell you to close your legs to Pookie, Ray Ray, Clyde, Sam Cook and whoever. He didn't tell you that. Why God is never around when you're doing what you want to do, when you living your best life and you trying to get to the D? Why God is never in that? Why God is never steering you the right way when you just hot and bothered and you want to go out and be outside? Where God at? You don't speak to God then? You don't talk to God. Say, God, I really want to go get to this D. Should I do it? No, God is MIA when you out here trying to do what you want to do. But all of a sudden he shows up when the shit is hitting the fan, when it's not going right. Now God, it will never lead me in the wrong way. God will never steer me wrong. God, you didn't care about God steering you wrong when you was trying to get to the D with Pookie. Didn't God say marry before you carry? Right? Why is certain parts of what God say y'all oblivious to it, but then the other parts that when you need him now he's important. It just doesn't make any sense, and that's why people don't take folks seriously who talk like that. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says, Kendra blocked me on there. Like, why? That is so stupid. Why? She tired of you asking questions? Like, child, that girl, baby. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. I appreciate it. That. Don't make any sense. I mean, but it's her platform, I guess. Why would you? I wouldn't block somebody unless I feel like you're being very. If you're clearly very, disrespectful. I don't deal with disrespect. So if you're disrespecting me, I'm gonna block you with the quickness. But I don't see anything that you were saying that was disrespectful, but just asking the questions. That's why I'm saying it just. But anyway, let her. She doing her. I mean, that's just what it is. It is crazy. Thank you, Divine Photos. But it's just a mess, y'all. Let's see. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Says, way these heifers act is why I bought a new suit to get draws in the Philippines. Baby, you crazy. I gotta choose Asia, not a lot of neurologists in Africa. Pharaoh, you a hot mess. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. A hot mess. Successful MD says, exactly why men woke up and wallets are on DND. I know that's right. Thank you, Successful MD. As they should. This is some crazy ish, I'm telling you. Pharaoh, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, not baddies anymore. Women made what is that? Made for, because no man came to the strip. Oh, okay. Came to the strip club. Hyenas. Her son. SA, her son. on Valentine's Day because she had no man. What? That's crazy. Pharaoh, you that can't be true, huh? Thank you for the super chat. That's some crazy ish. Crazy as hell. Divine Photo says most women don't want to be married and want control. That's true. They definitely want control. The very thing that they complain about. Once again, projecting. The very thing you complain about is what you want to be able to do. You don't want a man to control you. You don't want a man telling you what to do, but that's what you want to do towards them. You think they're stupid. You think they're just supposed to accept whatever you give and not expect anything else or have no morals or values. That's just dumb to me. I'm glad men are paying attention to what's going on because, like I said, I have sons and I don't want my sons to be taken advantage of by no hyena. No, as long as I'm living and alive and I know what's going on, baby, I'm going to have something to say. I don't care because that's mine. And I think it shouldn't have to take for you to see your children go through that to realize that. Just common sense and being logical and just being a decent person, in my opinion, to not want to just take advantage of people and not see yourself because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. And that's the thing. When it's flipped on women, they get it. But as long as it's being done to men, they don't give a damn. Thank you once again, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. Divine Photos, once again, says Kendra posted a video from a talk show where a husband found out his wife is on dating apps and the Kendra app is on her phone. Kendra used it as I saw it. I just saw somebody. I saw Messy Michonne talk about that. Didn't she invite the lady to her show or something, child? This is why I say, listen, this is a messy. This social media, YouTube is all messy. That's why I try to stay in my lane. It's a messy world. It really is. And there are a lot of people out here who are not giving solid advice. It's just my opinion. And you got to decipher what is solid advice to you or whatever and follow whoever you want to follow. Because I don't tell people who to follow or who not to. That's your own decision making. I'm not doing that. But you got to, pay attention to who you get advice from, because a lot of people aren't out here giving solid advice. And they're just out here giving whatever they want to give. And, just to get a few coins off of it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. So, you just got to, proceed with caution. That's all I can say. Let's continue.
Am I ever going to get a man if the line in front of me has 200 other people also waiting for a man? Woo-wee!
A girl posted a video about how we are in a single epidemic, like an overwhelmingly large amount of people who are single. Yet everyone seems to be looking for love. And I'd like to add my 2 cents as to why I think that is. I think it's 3 main things. I think one, everything has to be social media approved now. It's not enough for you to find somebody that makes you happy. You also have to find someone that is going to put you in a relationship where you're able to brag about it all on social media. And that's not helpful. 2, the idea that there is going to be this perfect person who completely understands you upon meeting them, and you won't have to communicate the way that you want to be treated, and you won't have to have these tough conversations, and everything will just work out perfectly. That's not helpful. And then 3, which I think is like probably the most deadly and something that I myself am very guilty of, is that we have gotten so far into like encouraging everyone to be independent and be happy on their own, which is important. I say it all the time. It is very important. But I think that we're kind of in a point where we've overcorrected. Like, you keep seeing this rhetoric of like, oh, you don't owe people this, you don't owe people that, like, you don't have to put up with that. And I think that you guys are missing the fact that, like, when you are in a relationship with someone, even if it's not romantic, even in a friendship, there are going to be aspects of this relationship that are not necessarily pleasant all the time. And the solution can't always be, well, never mind, I'm just going to be single, I'm just going to be by myself, or let's just go no contact, let's just not even be friends anymore. That's not the solution. Everything cannot be solved by, oh, I'll just be by myself and let's just not do this anymore. That's not how you stay in a relationship.
And, you would think that that's common knowledge, but I see that it's really not. That you as an educated adult, because I say that because we have so many women who like to use lead with their education, lead with their degrees, lead with they're so intellectually knowledgeable, and they, because they have these degrees, that means they're above average when it comes to knowledge. But for some reason they are below average when it comes to simple things that you should have already known. They're very illiterate when it comes to understanding the opposite sex and understanding relationships, the basics of a relationship, because they're stuck in this world of, I'm educated, so I'm better, so I don't have to listen, or I don't need to take any other advice. But you're not, PhD, I don't give a damn, bachelor's, master's, what you got does not make you an expert when it comes to relationships. I said it before, and I'll continue to say it. That does not make you an expert when it comes to relationships and understanding men, or vice versa. Men, both sides. Men understanding women and women understanding men. I don't give a damn if you went to school to be a neuroscientist or whatever, or whatever, a goddamn whatever, whatever the highest, that does not make you an expert in understanding the opposite sex and understanding how relationships work. And in my opinion, it doesn't take all of that to understand a person. You just have to get to know the person and have basic skills that you should have been taught early on of how to work with people, just in general, not even romantic relationships, but just how to deal with people in general. You're taught as a child how to respect your elders, right? You're taught as a child, well, because some people clearly were not. But you should have been taught as a child that you should respect your elders. We were taught young to say, thank you, excuse me, yes, ma'am, no, sir, to have manners, basic things. Oh, that you treat people the way you want to be treated. Respect people. Respect is earned, not given. That you should respect others. You should treat people cordially in a decent way. You should know how to carry yourself. And these are things you should have been taught early on in life. And to me, those values are some of the values that you take into relationships that you build with a person, people, and the opposite sex. So you know that when you go into a relationship with a person, you want them to respect you, because we've been taught as young that a man's supposed to respect the lady. He's supposed to treat her as such. But nobody has never said as a young lady, this is how you should treat a man. This is how we was all told that. Even in school, teachers would say, well, you need to treat a young lady like a lady, and you need to respect her and all. But they never told us, hey, this is how you should treat the man, and this is how you should, it's just, but basic things you should have learned early on. And that to me would help you in any relationship that you get into. But instead, we've had TV and romance novels and all of these things telling us or showing us what a relationship should look like. All these fairy tales and these made up things to play with our emotions and get in our heads and tell us that, oh, a man is supposed to be like a knight in shining armor, and he's supposed to be perfect damn near. He's supposed to come and rescue us. And this is where they get this from. These damn TV shows and books and whatever, and TV. Oh, he's supposed to rescue you and come in and pick you up off your feet and fly you to the moon, I guess, child, and give you everything, and you don't have to do anything. Just be cute. Just be cute. And half of them just can't even be cute anymore, because what in 2025, child, what is considered cute is a bust down wig glued on your head with 1,000 pounds of makeup and long nails and a 304 Magic City uniform. That's what they deem cute with a BBL. So the idea of what's cute is lost. Now, they think cute is all of that. And men are saying, oh, nah. When they see a BBL and the bust down wig, they're like, oh, they go the other way. And the women, the bust down wig chicks and the BBLs looking like, these men ain't approaching us. They don't want us. They don't want the girl. Well, we too high maintenance. Oh my God. Oh, he's scared. He intimidated because he think we gonna want him to pay for the wig. We gonna get into the video with Corey Holcomb and Kendra G, because that's exactly what they talking about. But they wondering why. They don't want us. They don't want that, boo. Y'all mess yourselves up for nothing. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says the issue is too many lack self-control. Blame game. They lack self-control, self-awareness, self-accountability. They lack everything that has to do with self. They lack any accountability that has to do with themselves. And it's gonna hurt them in the end. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. I appreciate you. And it's showing. And they're wondering why they can't find what they're looking for. They thought these BBLs, these bust down wigs, and all this stuff was going to give them a rich man. And they realize, and even the men with the money are out here saying, we don't want that. And they're not going to pay your damn bills and take care of your kids. Even the men with money, even the high value men that they looking for are speaking out, telling them we not doing that. You better go the other way. They're not doing it. So I don't know what these women going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. Let's continue.
Yes, you do need to be independent. Yes, you need to get to a place where you are happy on your own. But if you want to be in a relationship, it is going to come with tough decisions and decisions that will come where you could make the choice to say, I'm just going to be single. Let's just not try anymore. Or you could compromise and be patient and be forgiving. Like being in a relationship of any sort, again, not even romantic, being in any sort of relationship is going to cause you to have some sort of a conflict. And you can't solve conflict if your very first or last answer is to just say, let's forget it. Let's just split up. That's not how you stay together. I'm glad and I'm grateful that society and women specifically, really women, have moved past the point of needing to be in a relationship because, like, if you weren't attached to a man, then you could not provide for yourself. I'm glad for that. But the reason why your grandparents and all of them stayed together was because they had to stay together and they didn't have any choice. And that it's great that we're not in that anymore. But I do think in order to maintain a long-term partnership, especially with someone you want to be with for the absolute rest of your life, you do need to have a mindset of like, okay, I'm going to be in this. Like leaving actually is not an option. Like I'm going to stay and I'm going to make this relationship the best that I can make it because that's what I committed to. That's what I decided to do. And leaving and being by myself is not an option.
Well, and see, that's changing. And this is the part that's going to really hit them hard. We see all of these, all that's happening. We see more homeless women. We're seeing women losing their homes. We're seeing women complaining about they're losing government assistance. See, this is the part that's going to hit them really hard. I see so many women out here crying. They're losing their jobs. Y'all see what's happening, these government jobs? They're getting laid off. They like crying. They don't know what they're going to do. They're trying to cope, but they're scared. See, this is the thing. And a lot of these women are single. I saw a couple of videos of women who are single. They have no kids by themselves, made six figures, they say, jobs gone. And now they're holding on to the little savings that they got to try to figure it out and hoping that they'll find another job. See, this is the reality that a lot of these women are going to face. See, they've been depending on their jobs and their independence for so long. But when that starts to shift, and I'm not, it's not like, I'm happy that people are losing their jobs because that's hard. People need to live and thrive. But this is where it's going to hit these women who thought they had it made in the shade, who thought that life is not going to life, who thought that this could never possibly happen to them, that, you could never lose your job. Or you get so comfortable thinking that your life is just so great and it's just going to stay that way. A lot of women honestly do not think of the future. They do not think of life happening. It's almost as if they think that they're exempt from that, when men have to deal with it all the time. Men understand what life is because it happens to them, and they have no support systems. They have no government assistance in the way that women have it. So they have to always be on the grind. They have to prepare for their futures. They have to make sure that they're solid. But women just think that they're entitled. This is why I say this entitled mentality is going to bite them in the butt. And they're starting to see that you are not exempt from life and the things that are occurring, and nobody is going to be there to hold your hand and help you through it. See, that is all starting to change, and they're starting to see the scope of real life. And if you are by yourself, and I saw a lot of women in the comments of some of these videos that I was watching where they're like, oh, well, if you had a man, we'll just be too broke. No. And that's the problem. See, if you have somebody who is stable, y'all both are stable and you work together, you can build more together than separate. See, they don't have the mentality of building because they don't want to build with the man. They want to build by themselves. But it's hard for them to build by themselves because everything that you make, you're spending it right out. Then on top of that, if you have kids, you got to spend money on your kids too. So you don't really have that cushion to save like you would like to because your lifestyle and everything else that you've accomplished and that you're spending money on, you're spending that money right out. And you're not building with a man. If you had a man there, y'all build together. If both of y'all are working, y'all build together. You'll build much more. You'll build a better situation. And then you got someone who's supportive as well as you are supportive of him. So it's not about, if you got a man that ain't doing anything, well, that's one thing. But if you got a man that y'all both are working and y'all both are solid and y'all both are stable, y'all got each other's back, you'll fare better, in my opinion. I'm just saying. But they're so stuck in this idea that I got to do it by myself. I got to do it by myself. And then when you can't do it by yourself, you crying looking for somebody to come rescue you. And there's not going to be somebody to come rescue you. That's what men have been saying for the whole time. And I think now they're starting to see it. They're starting to see it, losing their jobs. Homelessness is on the rise, and these women don't know what to do. And then you want to reach over and say, I need a man now. No, and these men aren't trying to be they're not trying to be Captain Save a 304. They're not. And the baby daddies ain't trying to do nothing. They like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. So it's going to be a hard situation. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
But when everybody is so quick to say, let's just give up, throw my hands up and walk away, you can't stay together that way. That doesn't make any sense. And again, this is something that I'm guilty of. I've talked about this multiple times. Like, I'm the very first person to throw my hands up and say, just don't call me no more. Leave me alone. But again, that's not how you stay in a relationship. And I think that a lot of us are at that place, both men and women, where we have decided it's easier to just be by myself. And yes, it is easier in a lot of ways for you to be by yourself, but that doesn't mean that that is the answer, especially since there's only so much growing and self-development and healing that you can do when you're by yourself. Once you get to a certain point, you need someone there to reflect you back to you. You need someone to show you your shortcomings. You need somebody to show you the things in you that still need to be healed. So being single and being alone and just giving up on having relationships as soon as they get tough is not the answer. And I really do think that is why we're in such an epidemic.
Yeah, she's right. She's absolutely right. And I think that is a part of the reason why a lot of people are single too, because you don't want to go through anything. Somebody told them, I don't know who, maybe it's TV, social media. I don't know who told them that a man has to be perfect for the relationship to work, because they don't want to work on themselves. Excuse me. They don't want to work on themselves. They want the man to do all the work. They want him to be perfect and just deal with them. That's what they want. They want a man to come in and just be like, okay, I'm gonna just do whatever you say and take your bullshit and that's it, and it's gonna be perfect. No, like that lady said, she want a man who's gonna do what she say, and if you don't do what I say, then she's out. Well, you just prepare to be by yourself, because ain't nobody gonna be doing that. Ain't nobody gonna deal with you on a forever basis with that type of attitude. But I think people have become very selfish, self-absorbed. They say, oh, well, I've been through so much, I'm not going to deal with anything. So you meet a person who could be a good guy, or even vice versa, whoever it is, whether it's a man with a woman. I mean, you have to determine whether this person is a good person or whether they're worth putting in the effort. Because once again, nobody is perfect. I always say this, look, you're not going to find a man or a woman who's going to get every single thing right. That's just impossible. You're going to have to determine what you're going to tolerate or what you're not going to tolerate. What is okay, because you're not going to meet a perfect person, period. People are still learning things. Everybody does not have it all together, but you have to determine what is good for you and your standards. Whether you want somebody who's a smoker. If you don't deal with smoking people, don't deal with them. That could be a deal breaker. I understand that. Somebody, you know, if you talking about, there's obvious deal breakers. If you was a 304, you out here in these streets and you got all these baby daddies and all that, okay, deal breaker straight up. But I'm talking about just general things, because people are so quick to run with the first little thing, you know, like, you know, I mean, hell, if you wear, you know, I don't like Crocs, but I'm saying you see somebody with Crocs on, oh, hell no, that's a deal breaker. Like stupid stuff. Like, well, I think, you know, people just, or like if, with the kind of pants you got on, you know, they're disqualifying people based on superficial things. That is just dumb to me. But, you know, that can definitely yield you single for the rest of your life. You have to look at what's most important. I say it all the time. People are out here discarding folks for superficial reasons that does not matter when it comes to stable relationships. And if you are the type of person that's doing that, I mean, yeah, well, you're destined to be by yourself. And if that's what you want, cool. But if not, you have to change something. Thank you so much for the super chat. Pharaoh says, we got degenerates say healthy relationships. Brothers, get your love overseas. BBLs are blasphemy in Africa anyways. Thank you once again, Pharaoh, for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's just a hot mess out here, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the other clip that I have for y'all.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but
hold on, here we go. Because I want y'all to hear, if you haven't heard already, what Corey had to say about Kendra G. Hit the like button, you guys. We got about 269 people watching, y'all. Now, come on, we got 158 likes. That ain't right. Go ahead and hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Get the likes up, y'all. That definitely helps the channel out. All right? Here we go.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I don't care. It's too funny. I had to say something about it. I want to talk about the sister Kendra G. Y'all know who that is?
Kendra G.
Kendra G.
No.
She's a girl who used to do radio in Chicago that I met on the radio in Chicago. And is that her?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Nicole, she's 57.
Her up, though.
Okay, no, she used to do radio in Chicago.
That's
but,
where I know the name.
But she now does her show, her version of Kevin Samuel's show.
Oh, yeah, I heard you bring her. Yeah, I heard her.
Yeah, she does her version of Kevin Samuel's show. And I think she really flopped when she went on this show with Tamron Hall. And I'm gonna just play the clip first and let people watch. They might see what I'm talking about. So can we play that clip? Yeah. All right, give it to me.
Just speaking, because I heard you say I don't think men want a broke lady, but they also don't want a lady that's going to be too expensive. You know, wigs is $2,000, lashes is $300. Okay, so are you easing into high maintenance? Yes. Well, I think that yeah, that's real high. And you're owning. So 2025 people are owning the high maintenance. Well, women feel like this is what I do for myself, so a man has to be able to do the same or more. Why can't you keep doing it for yourself? I agree. Why?
Now, before Corey starts, let me just and what I did this video also on the channel. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, y'all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is where, you know, Tamron was low-key shooting her down every chance, because clearly Tamron has a husband, so she doesn't think that way, and it's clear. And I think it took Kendra a little back, because, you know, when you think like that, you think every successful woman thinks the same way. A lot of you, and there are a bunch of them who are in that category who kind of think the same, thinking, "Hey, I worked hard, I'm successful. My wigs are $3,000, my lashes are this, and you better come in and you gotta match that, and you gotta pay for it." That is so goddamn stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. That is so ridiculous to think that. Never in my life have I thought that a man should have to come in and pay for my hairdos and pay for my stuff. I've never thought like that. That's me. This is my body. However I want to change I never had that mindset of, oh, you got to come in and just pay. I keep myself up. So I pay for my hair. I pay for my nails. I pay for my toes. I pay for this. I pay for that. So you got to come in. You got to take on all the stuff that I choose to do for myself. You got to come in and pay for it. That is the stupidest-ish ever. And I don't understand what is the point of you being so successful and being able to take care of yourself. Why would you need a man to come in and take care of that for you when you are straight, clearly capable of doing it yourself? What's the point of becoming independent and successful and bragging about you make money and you can do all this for yourself? What's the point? Why would you need a man to come in and have to pay for all that? And why would you want him to? And what got me tripping was Kendra, there's more to this, and I posted it on my channel on the video, so make sure y'all watch it. Where Tamron why don't you continue to pay for it? That's for you, and he's not here for your wigs. Tamron threw her off, I think. Because I think, like I say, when these women get successful like that, that's all they see. All they see is their success, their success, their success. I'm successful, so you got to come bring something to the table. You don't see anything but that. And that's the very thing that keeps you single. And the other women on that show, which there are the women who came on, are married. They're married, and they don't think like that. It shows you the mentality of these types of women is why they are single. And they just might as well admit it and just be happy single, because that's where you're going to be. Pharaoh says, sorry for the typo. They say healthy relationships are boring. Okay, got it. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Once again, yeah, it's just doesn't make any sense, y'all. But and they don't see, they hate to, and they will not settle in their minds, because in their minds, I shouldn't settle. I work too hard. That was your choice to do what you did. That a man shouldn't have to. Even a successful man wouldn't. I mean, there are some men who don't think about it, like, whatever. Okay, she go do her hair, nails, whatever. I don't care. But men are even men with money are even starting to say, wait a minute, because think about it. As a man, as a successful man, or any man, right? You pay for your haircuts, you pay for your upkeep, right? You pay to keep your beard intact. You know, what if you do a dye job? I mean, if you got a hairpiece, I mean, hell, if you get drawn on muscles, you know, they get that too now. I mean, whatever you get, whatever your lifestyle is, whatever your upkeep is, that's your choice, right? Whether you dye your beard, you go get it connected, add a little hair to it. I don't know, whatever you do, you know, pluck your nose hairs, go to the barber, whatever y'all go get at the barber, or whatever your upkeep is and your routine is, that's what you choose to do to keep yourself a certain way. I don't think any man expects for a woman to come in and say, okay, any man who's taking care of himself and is responsible and does well for himself, you're not expecting a woman to come in and say, okay, now, because I make all this money, I expect you to come in and you make money too. So, you know, and if you make what I make, we on the same level. So, all right, you come in and I need you to pay for my upkeep. I need you to pay for my hair, my haircuts and my clothes and my suits and all this. I need you to come in and keep me up. What? Come on now. And that has nothing to do with a man being a protector and a provider. Come on now. That's what they're kind of saying, oh, if he's supposed to be a provider. No, that's providing for you is not paying for no goddamn wigs and no nails. That's not provisions. That's extra stuff that you choose to do. That's a lifestyle that you chose. You should pay for that yourself. Now, if we're talking about a man that's coming in and he's taking care of the bills and he's, you know, the provider in that way, that's one thing. But coming in all this extra stuff, no, he ain't got to do that. And I'm not saying that your man don't pay for you to go to the hair salon or pay for you to get your nails done and things of that nature. But that's not an expectation that you should have for a man you're just dating. This is the part where they really are thrown off and they don't get it. And you wondering why nobody want to deal with you, baby. That is why. Get it together. That's not the responsibility of a man that you're dating. It's just ridiculous. Lindell Moore, thank you for the super chat, says you are on point, sister. Thank you so much, Lindell. I appreciate you for the support. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Child, it just doesn't make any sense. Irving, what's going on, Irving? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says came in late, but you cooking, DeeDee. Thank you, Irving. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. How you been? Thank you for the support. Child, but let's continue. This is insane.
If you here, if a man is here, why am I? But you're not here for my wigs. But they're feeling like this. Okay, I'm showing up for you. I'm giving you my energy. I am in your presence. You should pay for this. Now, I just speaking because I heard.
Stop.
That's crazy.
She made a goddamn fool out of herself. And I mean, like, I'll give my opinion why she made a fool out of herself. Craig, you was laughing.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it first, or you want me to go?
I mean, shit. I mean, you selling pussy. Why? If you just say I'm a prostitute and this is what I charge to fuck with me, that is more respectable than trying to sound respectable, but being in denial about who you are. That's like being a firefighter. You got a hose in your hand, you know, you got the water going, and you saying I'm a football player. Nigga, I play football. No, nigga, you fight fires, nigga. What the fuck you gotta... It just don't make no sense to me how people think they can create their own reality. I mean, you can create your own reality, but at least be man or woman enough to make a debatable claim that might be controversial, that people may disagree with or may agree with, and at least support it with some facts. I sell pussy, and then say, hey, because I can pay my bills, I can pay for wigs, and I can't take care of myself financially, so I need a man to do that. That's more respectable than making a complete fallacy statement that has no truth to it. It's just all delusion.
I agree with you 1,000%, Greg. I'm glad you said that, because that just adds to what I was thinking. See, I want to tell Kendra G something that she really needs to stop pretending about this as well. Tamara Hall is a bad...
Super bad.
Her problems ain't your problems. You have to wear a wig in order to be out here in these streets like you want to be. Tamara Hall could have on a skull cap with a square in her mouth. Her level of action is going to be different to your level of action, Kendra. And I'm saying, what Greg's saying is a very important point as well. It's like women trying to act like everybody on the same level is one of the greatest forms of being delusion as you can get.
Listen, he has a point. I mean, he's telling the truth, but honestly, and like I told y'all, look, I like Kendra G. It's never personal. I don't know her it's not a personal thing. It's just an observation. I think she's hilarious in a lot of cases, but when it comes to this, she's off the mark. And I'm just being honest, just like so many others. And I do think that, and it's just my opinion, I think Kendra G separates herself from the people that call into her show. I think she thinks that because she's successful, that she's above the women that call into her show. When in actuality, when you think about the mentality, they all have that in common. She's probably, maybe more successful. That's why when that lady was on the show and said, hey, I guess we're the leftovers, she took offense to it because she don't want to consider herself. Now, I will say, yes, Kendra is successful. She doesn't have any kids, so she doesn't have any children out of wedlock or anything of that nature, but they're all in the same boat in a sense to where they're struggling to find a man and keep one. They want marriage. Some of these women want a family and they don't have it. They're independent boss chicks who don't need a man, but they want one. And they have a hard time understanding the nature of men. And they have a hard time thinking that they're settling for a man if he doesn't make the money that they make or more. And that type of mentality is why those types of women are single. I'm telling you, women who don't think like that usually don't have a problem getting a man, and they usually have one. You know what I'm saying? And so in that sense, she's right there mentally with those types of men. I mean, with those types of women, but she thinks that she's not. And it's interesting too, because when she talk, and I'm gonna do my reaction to Lunel, because Lunel was just on Kendra's show as well, and I want to react to that because Lunel even said some things that made sense as well. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times when you are in the mindset of, oh, us boss chicks and we're so successful, we will not put up with shit and we won't do this. We're not going to do that. Your attitude is the reason why you can't find the man you're looking for. And they want these men who make all this money to be able to come in and, I guess take care of them, but not realizing the men with all of that they're not the women of choice. They're not the women that these men are looking for. And that, I think that's confusing. I guess if I didn't know any better, I would see it as confusing too. Like, wow, I'm so successful. Why wouldn't these men want me? They're not looking at your success and looking at that as, her success is so fine. Oh my God. Her success makes her so attractive. Oh my gosh, she's an independent boss chick. Ooh, I want her. That's not what turns these men on. And honestly, it's a lot of the women, they just, if to me, and it's just my opinion, y'all, if you are not that attractive, I'm just saying, and that's subjective, because what we don't know, men might find this woman attractive and might find another one, might find women who may not be aesthetically pleasing to the public. You might find a woman attractive that may not be attractive in the sense of what people deem attractive. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your type is, or what do you like, I don't know. Whatever it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, if you are not a conventionally attractive woman, if you're just not that attractive, then I think that a lot of times we find those women are the ones who are so hell bent on their careers and their education. That's just what I've seen. Or they're stuck on a certain aesthetic. It's the women who may have had a hard time in the past getting men or getting the attention of men because they were not aesthetically as attractive as some others, I'll say. Women who have had a hard time getting men to look at them as attractive in their lives, or was not the pick of the litter. You was not the type of woman that got all the attention from the men younger. And then you realize, okay, you need to do something so that you can change that. It's usually with plastic surgery, or usually with a lot of makeup and a lot of hair, a lot of fake things, and also either with their education or their careers. They take it to the extreme because they need to have something that they believe will deem them attractive. I hope I'm making sense. And once again, this is not everybody, but I've seen women do this. Those women usually go for the gusto. They're trying to get to the top because they have not had the experience of men, fawning over them, or men being attracted to them. They were not the most attractive, and they didn't get that attention. So they got to get it some kind of way. So let me work on my career. Let me build myself up. Let me get my face done. Let me get my teeth done. Let me get my boobs done. Let me get my butt done. Let me find a way to get the attraction of these men. And they do all of that, and they end up getting getting some type of attraction or getting some type of response, but it's never in the way that they want it. It becomes, superficial. It's all about that. And these are the ones in many cases find themselves getting attention from men, but not getting the outcome that they want, because either the insecurities will show, because even women who get all this stuff done to themselves, hell, sometimes even the most attractive women are very insecure. So it just depends on you. If you're not very secure within yourself and who you are, all of these superficial things you use as a way to try to boost yourself up, and when it doesn't work, they find themselves depressed. This is where you find women who need tons of makeup, tons of hair, tons of everything. And they, on the surface, they look great and it seems like they feel great, but on the inside, they're crumbling. They don't feel as attractive, because you got to take all that off at some point and look in the mirror. And if you don't love yourself when you look in the mirror, baby, it's going to show in relationships. Your insecurities are going to come out. So that's an issue I see a lot of women have too. That I said before, listen, you can put all the wigs on you want. If your hairline is gone, when you take that wig off, you got to see that. If you have twigs of hair sticking up when you take it off, you got to look at that. You got to feel comfortable with that, because you still got to see yourself. When you take all that makeup off and you don't like your skin underneath, or you don't like your nose, or you don't like what you look like, that's going to show and play out in real life, in any relationship you get in. If you don't like yourself or love yourself, it's going to show. Your insecurities are going to come out. So I always say, listen, yeah, you need to focus on you and love yourself and embrace who you are before you try to get in a relationship with a man, because you're going to wear him out with your insecurities. He won't be able to, he can't be himself, because he's going to always have to tiptoe around your feelings. This is why women say, I need a man who make me feel, you want to make you feel good 24/7, make you feel good about yourself. Nobody can make you feel good about yourself if you don't feel good about yourself. You got to have your own, you got to love yourself. It starts from within. It starts with you. If you don't have confidence, if you don't love you, no matter how much a man pour into you, you still going to have issues. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I got there, but I got there. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says, even guys like Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco who are well-off men are reacting and even telling modern women to slow their roll and stop being delusional. Exactly, Divine Photos. And, you know, and I've seen it. And I'm saying those men are well established. They make good money. They're successful. And they're even saying they're not going to deal with that. So it shows you the mentality of even the men with the money. Hell, this is what Kevin Samuels was telling them. Hey, he's been around these successful men and you are not what they want. But they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it because they think they deserve this and all of that. And you really don't. You really don't. And so it is what it is. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. Real is straight truth, no chaser. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I think a lot of women think men can't be without them. It's not that hard once you get used to it. I view women as luxuries. Wanted, not needed. Thank you for the super chat. And I think a lot of men think like that, but I think men, to me, are a little bit more open. And y'all let me know if I'm wrong, because I'm speaking on y'all. So I find that there are a lot of men who are open to accepting, a good woman or women. And I think men, when they say it, they actually mean it. I think a lot of men want companionship, like you say. You view women as luxuries. I think men want companionship, but if they can't find it, even though they want it, if they can't find it, they really move on with their lives the way it is. I think women are trying to do like men and are trying to profess that they are happy by themselves when they're really not. Most women have trouble being alone. That's the truth. Most women hate being by themselves. Most women hate being by themselves. And if they would be truthful about it, which we do hear it and I see it in real life, they don't want, this is why they're constantly on dating shows and on these dating apps and things of that nature, because women really don't want to be alone, but they're trying to convince themselves that it's okay while trying to project their own issues onto men by saying, oh, men hate to be alone. I see women out here saying that men hate to be by themselves. No, that's women. Women, we're not meant to be alone, in my opinion. But I think women have a harder time being by themselves more than men. Because remember, we're the emotional ones. We're the ones who have the feelings or emotions, and our emotions change by the hour. You know, we go through emotions and feelings all throughout the day. They change. So one minute you're convinced, oh, I don't need no man, I'm happy by myself. And the next minute you can just see a couple walking by that looks good to you. And then they be like, oh, I want a man. I would love to have a man. I want a man. I'm tired of being by myself. I'm tired of paying the bill. It goes back and forth, you know. Thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. So I think it's a fallacy when women say, oh, you know, I don't want no man. That's why they say I want one, but I don't need one. No, you know you want one. You want a man because you wouldn't be seeking them. You keep saying you don't want them, the women, but you still out here looking for one. All this decenter men, but y'all mad men ain't approaching y'all. Come on now. If you really didn't want a man, you'd be living your life. You wouldn't be you would do like the men are doing. The men are not approaching. They're not chivalrous. They're not even paying attention to these women because they don't trust them. They're not showing up at these singles events. They're not doing anything. All these singles events that's coming up, nothing but women, no men to be seen. Because the men they're tired of subjecting themselves to these types of women. And also these women have told them, we don't want you. So if you tell a group of men you don't want them, you've already put them in a dusty, lame category and they bottom of the barrel and you want a white man, well, go make a video asking for all the white men to show up. Where they at? Why y'all divestors and stuff ain't getting y'all groups of white men or other men, races of men together and go and set up these singles meeting for these women? Where they at? Why they ain't showing up either? So, child, it's just a hot mess. Let's continue though.
Everybody's not on the same level. Kendra, them bitches who talk to you on your show, believe it or not, that's your level bitch. That's your level bitch. So when you around some real bitch like Tamara Hall said, well, shit, if you get a man, you can still do what you're doing to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She actually had that look where she thought that she was actually going to somewhat agree with her.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
mean,
looked like,
they
huh?
don't go through what you go through. Sister Kendra, this ain't no diss. I'm trying to show you something. You not a that's gonna be kept by boss niggas. That Tamara Hall would be a delight to wake up to and argue with in the morning.
She gonna have to move to Haiti for somebody to take her serious.
If a motherfucker wake up with Tamara Hall arguing, they're gonna be like, baby, come on now. It's all good. Let's work this out. Kendra, if a motherfucker wake up arguing with you, you're gonna be like, get your monkey ass out my face. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
She is 6 in Haiti, so just imagine what that.
He said she's 6 in Haiti. You a stupid motherfucker. Craig.
Yeah, man, that's
Hey, Kendra, stay in your lane when it comes to speaking on women. Them women that be on your show, that's your lane. That's your lane. Them other women who got something going for them, they was looking at you like,
What's the show about?
Right.
Now I have to watch. What is it about?
It's basically a woman trying to do what Kevin Samuels used to do. You know about Kevin Samuels?
But with women? No, I know.
Yeah, she calls people and asks them questions like Kevin Samuels used to do. And I'm saying, it's like her show is full of bottom dwellers.
Yeah.
Listen, baby, child, that was just a part of it. I'm gonna try to put the link to his full video for you guys. But I mean, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think a lot of certain women are in denial for sure. And I always say, listen, if you really trying to get what you want, you really gotta focus on where you're going wrong. You really got, and it is for any women and men, because this applies to both. But because women are the most vocal, women are the ones who are always complaining. Women are the ones who are entitled. They're the ones out here with these delusional expectations from a man, not realizing that you're operating in a capacity that is opposite of where you should be for what you're trying to get. You know, most women who understand men and relationships, they don't have to have that type of attitude. They don't have to, you don't have to have all these requests. You got to have standards now. You have to have a certain standard. Yeah, of course, everybody. You don't just accept anything. But also you got to be realistic and logical within your standards. You got to understand what this is supposed to be about. And unfortunately, a lot of these women don't. And they're still running around here wondering why they don't have what they want, because you're not being logical. You're not realistic. And somebody has, put something in the milk and told these women, you should have this, and you are this bad bee. And a lot of times you're not as bad as you think you are. Let's just be honest. You're not really that girl, as they would say. You may think you're that girl. You may think you're everything in 10 bags of chips. That's how you feel about yourself, as you should. You should big up yourself. You should have, you should love yourself. Love yourself. Feel confident within yourself, but also be logical enough to know that everybody else the world don't owe you nothing. Nobody, no man, nobody else owes you a goddamn thing. That the world does not see you the way you see yourself. And as long as you're carrying yourself in a respectable manner, then that's the only thing I would say. Hey, you're respecting yourself and you are a respectable person, and you should expect that back. But as far as what people should do for you and all of this, that is not something you deserve. And that's not something you should be requesting. And that's what they don't understand. And understand also your degrees and your career and whatever amount of success that you have in life does not mean that everybody owes you something because you chose that you are successful. Just like nobody owes a man for anything for his success. That's his success. That's his life. And he lives his life accordingly. Nobody is going to come and pay him and give him something because it doesn't make, there's no logic to it. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And it's unfortunate that we have these women who don't get it, but they gonna get it one way or another when you 50, 60 years old, like Vivica Fox. Come on now. I need a man who's going to accept me for who and what I am. I need a man who's going to take me shopping and not be intimidated by who and what I am. He's got to take me shopping at 60 years old, ma'am. So these women should be the examples of where you're headed. And the things that they are saying, you should be trying to do the opposite. And this started occurring when women started making money. When they started making the money, when they started to be successful, it went to their heads and they like, oh shit, now we successful. We don't need no man. We can pay our own bills, right? So why don't you pay your own bills? Why are you still, you can pay your own bills. You're successful. You don't need a man. So why are you still looking for a man to pay your bills? If you make enough money and you're so successful and you can take yourself shopping, why are you still looking for a man to take you shopping? Why are you looking for a man to come in and pay all your high ass bills? Why are you looking for a man to take care of your lifestyle? That's the life you chose. So that's your responsibility to take care of it. Why are you looking for a man to come in and do that? And you want a man who make what you make or more. Why would any man who's successful want to come in and take on all of your bills, take on your lifestyle, pay for all your stuff when you're capable of doing it yourself? Make that make sense. That doesn't make any sense. And also there's a part in that clip with Tamron where Tamron talks, Kendra talks about a man, you gotta get his W-2 forms and you gotta do it. And Tamron like, ma'am, if a man was requiring me all that, she would be in her car gone. She would not deal with that. Why do women expect that type of behavior or expect that from a man and think that this is what men should be okay with? What? That's a red flag. If you ask a man for his W-2s and you want to know his mama and you want to know all this, like up on the first of dating him, like, come on, if a man came on a date and said, I need to see your W-2s, you're a successful woman, let me see what kind of money you make. Let me make sure you're not a bum. Let me make sure you're not a bum. Let me make sure you got good representation and good family behind you. Let me make sure you're not a scammer. It's a bunch of bullshit. It really is. It really is. Mr. Marcus, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, men understand that earth is but the hallway to heaven or hell. Marriage only increases our chances of making it to heaven, supposedly. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. Mr. Marcus also says women should also be in a relationship with themselves and see how awful it really is. Listen, they know them. A lot of women know who they are. They know who they are. That's why listen to what they say. The projections will tell you what women are saying. It's a projection of them. Just listen to what they're requesting from men and what they say about men, and just realize that's they're talking about themselves. They're talking about themselves. If a woman wants a man with a whole lot of money, typically she doesn't have a whole lot of money. If she wants a man who's whole and don't have no issues mentally, it's because she's not mentally stable herself. So you think the man is going to come in and suffice for the lack that you have. You see what I'm saying? They're looking for a man to balance out what they don't have. They want a certain lifestyle. They're struggling to pay for that lifestyle. So they want you to come in. That's why you got to make what they make or more, because you need to be able to come in and pay their lifestyle, yours, their bills, yours, pay for it all. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Thank you once again, Mr. Marcus, for the super chat. Yeah, it's just insane to me. It really is. I just think they need to wake up. But once again, I don't know. I think it's too late. I think a lot of men have checked out. I think a lot of men have opted out. A lot of men have said, we don't have to deal with this and we're not going to deal with it. It's too much BS out here, and men see it. Men see how they operate. Men are very skeptical because you don't know if these women are chameleons trying to take you for everything that you worked hard for. You don't know if they don't even want to get married anymore. They don't even want to have children with these women because you get a child with this woman and she's a wildebeest. It's like you might have to fight for custody of your child. You might have to go through the courts, do all this. And who got time for that? Who wants to spend their life arguing, going back and forth, going through all these things with these women who never meant you any good in the first place? And once again, I don't think this is all women, but I think there are damn sure a lot of women out here who have this type of mentality and are leading with this idea. And so when you hear a woman talking like this, it should automatically let you know that these women are not in it for the right reasons. And I think men have every right to, think the way they're thinking and move the way they're moving. And women still are out here acting like they don't know what the hell is going on, why these men are doing this and all of that. Well, y'all set the stage for it. They like to always look at the response to what they've put out there as opposed to looking at themselves and saying, hey, we did this, taking any accountability, no accountability whatsoever, just always the blame game, always finding a way to blame somebody else for your issues without ever taking any accountability, ever looking at yourself to say, you know what, we started this, let's figure out a way to make it right. No, it's always still on the man to fix it, to make it right, even though y'all the ones who started it. You don't see there's no effort in trying to get yourself together because they think they're perfect. They think that they are just perfect in every way, and they are not. Pharaoh, thank you for the super chat. Once again, says, do you need an inhaler when you imitate Vivica? That's how she talk. That's how she be. She be like, I need a man to take me shopping. Yeah, it's like she talk like she can't breathe. Hell, shit. That's how you gotta say it, Pharaoh. Because that's how she be like, I need a man to take me shopping. He needs to understand who and what I am and not be intimidated by me and who and what I am. Come on now. Nobody's intimidated by that. They don't want to deal with it. That's how she be talking, Pharaoh. Hell. I don't know what happened, but something changed, Successful MD says women hate 50-50 but want 50 plus in a divorce. It don't make no sense, Successful MD. Thank you for the super chat. It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. But they try to force it and make it make sense. They want men to think it makes sense. They want men, or try to shame men into thinking that this is how they should be thinking. Y'all should be ready to, I don't know what's wrong with these new men. They don't want to take care of a woman anymore. They don't want to cater to a woman because it's not beneficial. And then like to say, oh, well, men are the only ones who benefit from marriage. Men are the only ones who benefit from what they benefit. Y'all don't want to cook. You don't want to clean. You don't want to be feminine. You don't want to be fit. You're fat as ever. And then you're trying to justify that. You think by getting a BBL is going to make it okay. You still have big old legs. One leg look like two. You're still so big and out of shape, and you think getting this fat sucked out of your stomach and putting it into your butt is going to make it okay. You still have big jiggly arms. You still have big fat necks and back fat. Like, come on. And big backs. Like, you can't suck the fat out everywhere. You don't want to work out. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to be at home. That's too boring. You still want to be outside. You want to be out here just outside taking girl trips every weekend. And you want a man, and then you want to slap these bust down wigs on your head. And you want a man to pay for it. You want long nails. You ain't cooking nothing. You ain't learning how to be a housewife for real. Because they never want to be that. You don't want to be at home. That's boring. You can't do that. It ain't, I don't know. It's not a part of your lifestyle. A part of your lifestyle, all you want is to go on trips, take pictures, go to restaurants, record you eating the food, go on trips so you can record it for the gram. You want to work and make your own money, but you don't want to spend it. You don't want to contribute to the household. You don't want to do shit. You want to be a passenger princess. You want a man just to pay for everything. And you going on these girl trips what time you don't want to have no time for the man because he probably ain't the man you really want. But he can provide for you. Provide for you means a lifestyle. You want him to take care of your kids. You want him to just take care of you, fund your lifestyle. You don't want a real relationship with him because that's going to be boring. And you want men to be okay with that? Come on now. And then if you did meet a man with some money, maybe you was an attractive woman and you get a man who has some money. And he be like, okay, yeah, go ahead, do you. You could be outside, but he doing him. He got all kind of other women. Then you don't want that. He can't, you out here going on trips, he paying for it, but he be like, you go do you, I got it. But I'm gonna be over here with some other bad beasts and we gonna be having a good time and I'll see you when I see you. Then you don't want that because now you insecure. Now you don't feel special because the other chicks he mess with might look better than you, but he'll pay for you going on your girl trips. He ain't stupid. He got the money to blow. He like, do you and meet up with me when you ready. But he got all kind of bad bitches he with and having a good time and you don't want that. So I don't know what these women are, what they want for real. Because you can't have it all. Not like that. Rick H. Town, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, been solo for 4 years. Thought about dating again until I see all the Valentine's 2025 crash outs, child. If your man treats you right year round, don't pressure him about Valentine's Day. That's a holiday for kids. We got bills, honey. Thank you for the super chat, Rick. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, come on now. I said it before. My husband gets me. He celebrate. He started celebrating Valentine's Day. He celebrated, but I'm not gonna crash out if he chose not to. Why? He's been taking care of me and his family since the beginning. So I don't need it's not a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? It's not a deal breaker. And it shouldn't be any pressure. If the man wants to do something, let him do it. And vice versa. Why not do something for him too? It's always about the Valentine's Day. Like I said before, it's for couples. You should, if he do something for you outside, do something for him. Y'all do something for each other. Or like I said, most couples who've been married a long time don't even celebrate it. It's not a big deal. It's really not. But it's always the single women by themselves looking for some type of handout are always the ones crying about, well, if he don't do this for you, just don't talk to him. He ain't your man in the first place. Y'all asking these men who ain't your man to get you Valentine. That's some of y'all go try to ease up on a man during that time thinking he gonna get you something. And then when he don't, you're on here perpetrating like this your man. It ain't your man. A lot of times it's not their man. It's just somebody they done met and you thought, because you met him and he trying to date you. Oh, it's a week before Valentine's Day. He's supposed to come out with all the teddy bears and the chocolates and the gifts and all this. He barely know you. He don't know you, girl. Just because somebody dating you, they don't owe you shit. They don't owe you no Valentine's Day for just meeting you. Y'all go try to run and grab somebody during the holidays and think he's supposed to do the most? No. Where they do that at? Mr. Marcus, thank you once again for the support. Says, real talk, women are our only options, and we still don't want them. They are horrible people for real. Mr. Marcus, listen, not all, but listen, when I say not all, because the women who are mostly not like that are already taken. I'm gonna just be honest. The majority of the women who don't think like are already married, are already in a relationship. So, that's why it's difficult. Thank you once again, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. Landmark 22 says, how do women respond to your views in person? That's a question for me. How do women respond to your views in person? I have no idea. I mean, it's not like I don't get approached by them. I don't know. I mean, I don't get approached by anybody about my views. Unless it's like my sister, or somebody, and we don't agree on everything. Me and my sister love my sister, but we agree on some, and I'm pretty sure like family members don't agree, but who gives a shit? Like, I don't get approached about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody confronts me about my views because it's my views, as you shouldn't approach you. I know your view, just like I wouldn't approach them about theirs. But if we're in a conversation, if I'm in a conversation with like my sister or somebody, yeah, we agree on some, but we don't agree on all, when it comes to men and stuff like that. Like when it comes to men and what men expect and what women expect, we don't always agree. There's some differences there. But but one has been married for over 20 years and one is single, never been married. So there's that. So raised in the same household, but don't always agree. We agree on a lot of stuff, but not everything. So that's that. Mr. Marcus, real talk, women are our only options and we still don't want them. They are horrible people for real. Read that one. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, for the super chat. And thank you, Landmark22, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah, it's crazy though. What was I saying? I'm gonna go ahead. We got a little more time here, so I'm gonna pull up another clip that we're gonna react to, that I saw that I wanted to react to on this one because I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, it's just, once again, and it's no shade to anybody, but it's the mentality. And this is why I always say, look, any relationship, no matter what type of relationship it is, it takes work. You have to work on things. You can't just sit back and think it's just going to come easy. I tell people relationships, marriage is work. Y'all not going to always agree. Like, why are most people want things to be so easy and you go through nothing. Nobody is telling a woman to be, I'm certainly not telling women to be doormats. I think you can you got to be who you are. We can't expect women or men to just do whatever we want. You got to understand that there's work that you have to put in. That people just want reciprocity. You just want cooperation. You want to be able to see each other's differences and work through it. Not just expecting everything that's going to get old, just expecting everything out of a person. And you can have a good man, respectable man, loving man, but you need to show up as a good woman, a respectable, loving woman as well. You can't take advantage of his kindness and his goodness and just do whatever you want. And then when he decides he's had enough, then you pissed off and you still blaming him. It's just like I said, it could all be so simple, but it's not. People complicate everything. And it doesn't really have to be that difficult. And while I say relationships and marriage is work, it's work because you definitely have to always work. You have to work on it. Y'all have to find ways to keep it together because things do change. Life is going life. Things are going to change. I always say that's why you don't focus on just the money aspect of it because that could change. You could be making a lot of money one minute. You could not be making a lot of money. Something could happen. People get sick. Things happen where you're put in a position where you're not able to make a whole lot of money. How are you going to maneuver through that? What are you going to do? Are you going to just up and leave when it gets rough, when the going gets rough? Are you going to be there and be supportive and work through it? Because you can work through these things together. But for some reason in this day and age, that is not a thing anymore. Everybody just want what they want and they expect you to give it to them and with no questions asked. And you just supposed to, as the man, y'all supposed to just shut up, give the woman what she wants because she got a vagina. And those days are over. From what I'm seeing, the men, they don't care. Some of these men, like I said, will play the game if they can. They'll play around with you, make you think they like them because that's their way of getting to the sex. And when they get it, they ghost your ass like a hot potato. Drop you like a hot potato. They like, okay, and I don't condone that. I said that before. I don't condone that. But there are men who are out there. And then these women crying on everything. They go to social media for, why these men ghost? They never wanted you. And they're like, why do men fool with women they don't like? Because they're just trying to get sex. Y'all act like y'all dumb. Like you don't see what's happening. They only want sex out of you. You think you're everything since sliced bread. And these men see right through you. They see that you're not what they want, but hey, I need some sex and I don't want to really pay too much for it. So let me go in over here and give her a little bit of what she wants. So I give what I want, then I can keep it moving. Y'all don't see that? And then be crying, why he ghosted me? Why do men take me? Because y'all don't take yourselves seriously. And these men see it. They hear you talking. They know you're not what they want. They see you not serious. So they play along with the game. And now that men playing the game are choosing to opt out of the game, y'all sitting around wondering why they don't approach. Make it make sense. Mr. Marcus, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, this ain't funny, but you seen that all woman pilot crew plane crash shouldn't we ban that from now on? Yeah, I saw it. And it's just a shambles. But I mean, look, women fought and feel and believe that they're equal to men. They can do everything a man can. But when the ish really hit the fan for real, what what are people going to say? What's going to happen? It's it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, really, honestly. But it just shows you the foolery of it all. It really does. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, child. It's a hot mess. It really is. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up another clip for y'all. I want to go through this one while we still got a little bit of time. I'm gonna pull this one up for you guys. We'll go through it. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Here we go. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. It's only a few women left. Childish, and the way women are moving, they act like they don't realize that there are more women than men. That there's not enough men for all of these women, and they playing games like they got all these options and stuff, and they really don't. They really don't. They really don't have the options that they think they have, but they're still moving as if they do. You know what I mean? It's just insanity to me. But let's move on, y'all. Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yes. Oh my God, Kendra. I'm on the show.
You're on the show. I love your energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Am I saying your name right?
It's Tahira.
Tahira?
Uh-huh.
Tahira.
Tahira, yes.
Tahira, how old are you?
I'm 43.
What do you do for a living?
The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
I have a daycare.
What, honey?
I have a daycare.
Daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kids?
I have 3 kids, 29 and 10.
29 and 10. All by the same man?
All by the same man.
Okay. Did you get divorced? Were you been married?
I was married for 20 years. I got divorced in 2022.
Why you get divorced?
He was a bum, Kendra.
Ooh.
But we're not going to talk about him.
Okay, we're not going to talk about him.
We're not going to talk about him.
Okay, Tahira, 43. She works at a daycare. Was once married. Mom to 3. All by your ex-husband, right?
All by my ex-husband, yes.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
All right, let's go. Tahira, how old? Ucha, I'm tired. So we're going to move fast.
I'm tired too.
Oh my God, I know. It's terrible. Tahira, 43, Scorpio, works at a daycare, divorced.
I own a daycare. I don't work at once, Kendra.
Ooh, correct
Wait a minute now.
Correct me, entrepreneur.
Wait a minute, Kendra. Yes.
I apologize. Correct me. Okay, she owns a daycare.
Yes.
What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Oh, someone driven, someone honest, someone that wants to have fun, someone open-minded, someone successful. I cannot stress that enough. Someone about their bag.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your deal breakers?
A liar. I'm real understanding. So you can tell me anything. Like, she got a fat ass. I like it. Let's look at it together. Like, you don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. Be honest. That's it. Be honest.
So he could look at another woman with you.
Yes. Like, I enjoy looking at. I appreciate a good looking woman that takes care of herself, and she got a cute outfit on. I might give her a compliment. She got a nice body. I might give a compliment before he does. It's okay. I'm not jealous at all.
Okay.
Yes. Not jealous at all.
What are your deal breakers?
Just a liar. Broke. Not a go-getter. Comfortable. Doesn't want more.
Okay.
That's it.
Should he look a certain way?
Just attractive. I'm not really into big guys, but no skinny ones either. So have some meat on your bones and be attractive. Take care of yourself. Hygiene is very important. Smell good. I love a man that smells good.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Kendra, you gonna kill me for this one, but I'm gonna say 300,000. and more.
Girl,
Wait a minute. You know we had a girl. And
girl, now you know you out your goddamn mind. Stop, 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 stop. See, this is the delusion that I be talking about. You think a man who makes $300,000 is seriously gonna take you seriously? I'm just saying, this is the delusional part about it. $300,000 a year, that type of man, they don't know where to find these men. They don't know what kind of jobs these men have, what these men want. They have no clue. They don't do their research. They don't do their due diligence. They don't do that. See, my thing is there are women who go after men with this money. You know what I mean? But guess what? A lot of these women, usually they're not black. I'm just saying, usually the non-black, the non-melanated women start out young. This is the part where our women, unfortunately, they come in on the back end. You come in when you're washed up or used, ran through and all of that, got kids and all this kind of stuff. Y'all come in on the back end when you're hitting 40 and damn near 50 looking for these type of men. No, because you think when you get successful, oh, you're going to be able to get this man. No. These young women, usually non-melanated women, are the ones who be out here in their 20s, positioning them slim, looking attractive and hot and getting themselves together, putting themselves in a position to go and get these men with this money. They be out here on the prowl. They usually get them, see. Our women coming on the back end thinking that they deserve it and it's automatically just going to fall in their lap, and it doesn't work like that. The women who get them type of men, they go find out where these men are. They position themselves in place for these type of men. They go out there and they don't wait till they know when they're at their best. They know in their 20s, this is the opportunity to strike. I'm the most hottest. I look good. I'm out here. I'm single. Don't have no kids. They going out, position themselves where the millionaires are, and they going throw themselves in the position and do they research where to find these types of men. Our women, they don't know where the men at, what they do for a living. You wait till you're older and these men aren't attracted to that. And now you're entitled, you think, because you got a job and you make some money now, oh, I'm gonna go throw it don't work. It don't never work out the same. It just does not. It don't take, oh, you just to make some money to now you think you can get a man that make that money. It don't work like that. And that's the part they did. They seem to not really realize that, and then when they out here, now they got to go on Kendra G's show and try to find a man. Remember to hit the like button while commenting. Thank you, Successful MD. Yes, please remember to hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Let's continue, child.
I think all the girls is gonna file suit now. She came on and said she wanted a guy that made $500K. She was settled for $350K. This was, I want to say, 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
And she called me this year, a couple weeks ago, and they was in Thailand and said she's about to get engaged. So, and he made way more than $500K. So
now somebody said, Kendra, if you believe that story, you must be a fool. Somebody has said, girl, now you really believe that? Now listen, I've been on social media enough to know that people be lying their asses off. They be lying. I mean, there's enough out here to know that a lot of this stuff we see on here is fake. Trust me, it's not real. They're lying, baby. A lot of times they're lying. And shout out to her if she not lying, but a lot of times they do be lying. Thank you, Garudo Legends, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Baby, let's continue.
$300K. Now you know the cousins is gonna say,
I don't care. I don't care what the cousin's gonna say. Because you have to think of it. When you have a man, he needs to be able to provide with or without you. If something happens to my daycare and I fall, I need him to be able to pick me up. I need him to, if you pay the mortgage, I'm gonna pay the bills. Simple. And I want you to be able to support. I want a caregiver. I want somebody to take care of me. I'm a help. I'm not lazy. I have my own money. I have everything, but I want to be able to build with somebody that already have their stuff together. I don't want you to be working on yourself. I want your stuff to already be together.
Well, if they already have themselves together, that ain't considered building. They've already built and established. If he's making $300,000 a year, he's already established himself. That's not what you call building. You on one hand they say, "Oh, I want to build with a man," but then I want a man to have it all together. Which one? That ain't building. You want a support system. You want a fallback. You want somebody to fall back on. If you're and listen to how they speak. You're speaking from an independent mindset. This is not conducive to a relationship, in my opinion. You're speaking like, oh, if my stuff falls, I want him to be able to pick me back up. I want him to pick up the pieces. That's not how you talk about a man that you want to build with in a relationship. If I fall, he got to be there. He's just there to pick up the pieces. No, that don't even sound right to me. That's not you building with somebody. You want a fall guy. You want somebody there to pick up your pieces if your stuff fall. You're not offering anything to him. You're relying on him to just pick up the pieces if you fall short. That's not really supporting building together. This is what I'm saying. These are independent women who just want a man there to make sure that she can keep her stuff in line, keep her independent success in line. And if he can't do that, oh, she's gonna move to the next. How does that, what does he get out of that? Where's the support for him? He gets no support. You just want him to be your support. And there's no we in that. There's no we working together. That's just you and it's him. You need him to make a lot of money so you can continue to make your money and keep your money, because now you want him to pay all the bills. And then they talk, he could pay the more, he could pay this, or you'll pay this, or whatever. No, you say you want somebody to take care of you, to be your caretaker. That means you want him to take care of you fully while you continue to work and keep your money. And then when he can no longer take care of you, if he can't be your backing, then you gonna leave on to the next. Child, please.
Okay. Did your ex-husband fit all these characteristics?
That's why he an ex.
Have you ever dated a man that fit all these characteristics?
That's why my goals are high now.
No, man.
Because I already had what I don't want earlier in life. So now I want what I want.
I understand. Just hypothetical question.
Yes.
There's men that make 300K. They walk this planet. But let's just say hypothetically, this man doesn't want to date you back. Are you okay never having another man until you see Jesus?
I think the problem is I've been settling for under, and a lot of men I meet in San Diego, they do make that 100K. So when people say they want to meet somebody with 6 figures, but they still are broke, they still can't support themselves in San Diego. A lot of people out here, the bills are high. Like I have a 4-bedroom, my mortgage is $4,300. So,
but here's my question. I'm not giving you pushback. I'm asking you a simple question. Yes,
no.
there are men that make 300K. So if there isn't a man that makes 300K that tries to date you, marry you, and all those things, are you okay with never having another man until you see Jesus?
I think I will settle, but I will settle.
Settle for what? That's what I don't understand. Settle for what? If a man who makes 300K and choose you would be settling for you. How are you settling? I don't understand. How are you settling? That would be him settling for you, baby. I don't. All right, let's continue. Let me fall back. Let's continue.
With at least 200. The minimum is 200.
So 200. So if a man that makes 200K does not try to date you, court you, be with you, you are fine being single for the rest of your life.
I'll just date, but not take anyone serious and be married.
Oh,
not live with him. We can't cohabitate, anything like that. So
okay. So now I'm getting more. So you can date a man that makes less than 300, 200K. You just can't marry the man.
I can't marry the man.
Okay. We got more context to the statement.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. All right, let's do the Kendra Cam.
I mean, he probably would want to marry her anyway. Just saying. He probably would want to marry you anyway. Hell, you're giving him what he want. He'd be cool to bust it down every now and then or whatever you allow. Run through it and be gone. No, that'd be perfect. He probably ain't trying to commit anyway. So you gonna that might be the better option. I'm just saying that might be the better option. Farrell says 300K man can have multiple wives overseas. Rather than the gynoratic, I hope I'm saying that right, states of America, looking like the Mucinex mascot talking about settling. Mucinex mascot. That's a first. Oh my God. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you, baby. Lord have mercy. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see the Kendra Cam, child. Because they be liking to turn around and show their butts. Oh, Lord.
Okay, we see you. You got a booty. I like you have a nice body.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, I do.
Thank you.
Love and Dating in Los Angeles said, 300K, I'm going to get a young chick with no kids. Sorry, no moonwalking. Sorry, boo. You did it backwards.
She's not going to be able to match your 300K.
Well, you know, a man that makes 300K doesn't care.
Right. Yeah, they don't care. I don't understand.
I care. I want to.
Yeah, but the man doesn't care. It's up to the man. Why they don't understand that? I see this and hear this all the time. Well, the man you want gotta want you. The one who you want gotta want you. If he don't want you, then it's a done deal. Then you gotta keep looking. He has to want you. This is where they say, hey, you're in control of your body and who you choose to sleep with, but the man is in control of the relationship, because you know, especially if you're going after him, if he's your type but you're not his, then there's no relationship. So you have no control over that. You could feel how you want. If he don't want you, he gonna keep it moving. He gonna go after who he want. And if he meet an attractive woman that he likes and she works at Walmart, just saying, then that's who he gonna go after. And you with your 300K, if that's, it doesn't matter. That's why they be mad. Well, these men want to go with these young bimbos. They don't give a damn. And these women don't know anything and they don't know. Well, look, whether you agree with it or not, if that's what they choose, that's what they choose. You can be mad in your feelings. You can flip cartwheels and, do a split. It's not going to change who they want. If they find who they want, and it's a woman who don't have a degree, and that's who they gonna go after. And you thinking that all these degrees and all this here is what qualifies you for the man you want, and it doesn't, then you just gonna have to get glad, get mad, scratch your ass, do whatever you want. I don't know. It's not gonna make a difference. The men gonna go for who they want, and it's just what it is. Let's continue.
I want to ask, but FYI, I think all women should know this. A man that makes 300K is not basing a woman's income when he's dating.
Right.
I don't think any man wants a bum chick, but he more so wants a woman that can fit into his schedule, available when he needs her to be available, but he's not saying, do you make 300K in order to date me? And I think a lot of women get that confused at times.
But I also don't want a man that will want a young chick. Like, I want someone that dates within his age range and that would want a 43-year-old woman. I wouldn't want a man that's looking at a 20-year-old girl.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a challenge, because that's what most of the men, especially, I mean, hell, you don't have to make 300,000 for that. I mean, I think a lot of men, some men don't want to date, a 20-year-old. Some men who are in their 40s or 50 don't want to, it just depends on the preference. But a lot of men who are, older, they look at younger women. So that's where she gonna have a problem, because most men, and then the expectations are too high as well. So even the man that makes that kind of money, you see all these men who have money, you see them with women at their age? Hell no. A lot of the men just about who are successful with that kind of money or more, you don't see them with no woman their age. Usually, unless it's a couple that's married and they got history. But these men out here dating, you don't see these successful men walking around with, if they 50, you don't see them with a 50-year-old woman. You see them with a 25-year-old. You see them with a woman half their age. Most of the men with money who are older go for younger women. And these younger women be right there with them. So it's just what it is. You don't see no older man with a woman their age. You rarely, you ain't gonna, I mean, it's just what it is. And I think that's the thing that the problem they're gonna run into. DMX asked what these women want from us. 20 years later, we still don't know, child. What they really want. Child. They don't. Nobody knows what they want. It's confusing. But one thing's for sure, they ain't getting what they want. And that's why they don't know what they want. So if you don't know what you want, how is somebody else gonna know? And how you gonna get it? Child. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you. Child, they don't know what they want. Let's continue.
Kareem said, what does this 1% man get from you? Do you qualify for the 300K man, honestly?
What is a 300K man qualify? What do you need to qualify for a 300K man?
That's what you should already know. You want a man who makes that kind of money, you should know what he wants. Right? Am I tripping? You should know what he wants. You want him, you should know that where those men are, what they want, what type of women they want. Have a conversation with those men. If you can get in that circle, find out what they want, what type of woman they looking for. Because I guarantee you it's not another woman who makes 300K, because he knows what it takes to get there. And if a woman is in that position, he knows the type of woman that she is. I bet he knows he don't want a woman with that type of career, probably. He probably, you'll probably hear him say he want a younger woman. He wants probably, it ain't gonna be what these women are. I'm just saying. And if that's what you want, see what I'm saying? Y'all dropping the ball. You're not really doing your due diligence for the type of man that you say you want. So how you expect to get him? Let's continue.
Man.
Can I answer this?
Answer it. Yeah, answer it.
I'm trying to think of what I've heard. And the biggest thing I think that men that have a lot of money, they really want you to be available when they're available. So sometimes if you're equally as busy, that doesn't always work for them because they need you to be available when they be available. Yes, sometimes they want younger, but then sometimes they don't want younger because they don't like the immaturity. They don't like the conversation. But yes, there are components when they like younger. Sometimes they have no kid policies. That is sometimes.
That's sometimes. I want somebody that can travel, someone that money is not an issue, someone that can pay their own bills, someone that has a home, someone that doesn't require me to put my card up, someone that is financially stable. And for me, 300K is that number. For me, living in San Diego, 300K is that number.
But how you gonna have a number for somebody else? How are you gonna come to a conclusion of what the number is as it relates to financial stability for another person? Your goals in life is not the same as another person. A man might make $80,000 a year, and that's sufficient for his lifestyle, for what he wants in life, for what is necessary for him to thrive. If he's a single man, he has no kids, and he make $80,000 a year, but he's worked and built up savings or investments and things like that, and he's purchased his home, and he purchased his car. I know people who have cars, have several cars. The cars are paid off. Have houses, a couple of houses actually, paid off, and they make $80,000 a year, but they worked and built that up over the years and paid off their stuff. And they're living just fine within their means. How can anybody else give a number for what is stable or what is considered stability for another person? Because the thing about it, y'all don't have the same lifestyle. And the reason why I think a lot of women come up with these numbers is because they know what they either make and what they spend. Like she said, her mortgage is $4,300 a month. So he may not have a mortgage. So I'm just saying, you cannot put a number on somebody else's stability, on whether somebody else is successful financially or stable. Financially stable looks different for every person. But see, I think they don't think of that because you know what you make, you know what you spend, and you're basing it on that. And that's why you want a man to come and make what you make or more, because you need to come in and take on your lifestyle because you're tired of paying for it. Just be honest. You want somebody to fund your lifestyle. You need a man who's going to come in and pay for your bills and everything that you got going on, take trips and all the extras as well. not considering what he has going on and his lifestyle. So a lot of women run into men who have money and then they get mad because guess what? The man is frugal. I've seen that too. Where he's like, nah, I don't want your lifestyle. I don't want to take trips every weekend. I don't want to do this. I'm comfortable like this. I don't want to spend all this money on this. You're not going to get me to spend $10,000 on a bag. This is where they call the men cheap. I've seen that happen too, where, he was too, I met a man with money, but he was a cheapskate. I don't want a cheapskate. I don't want a cheap man. I want a man who gonna spend money. Well, you want money spent, you spend your own goddamn money. So just because he got it don't mean he's gonna be foolish enough to spend it all on you. That's something they don't take into consideration as well, because taking care of bills and your financial responsibilities is one thing. This whole lifestyle that women just willy-nilly want to spend on is a whole nother thing. And a lot of men who have money and worked hard and built themselves up to a certain point don't want to spend all their money on their bullshit. Just saying. And this is what they got to realize. Y'all, women put themselves into a lot of debt, and then you want a man to just come in and just pay it for it and get you out of it. No, it don't work like that. So, I mean, child, it is what it is.
People in San Diego are struggling making 150.
So let me ask you this before we go there. So why do you think you've never dated this man then?
I don't think I go to the right places.
So now are you going to the right places?
I'm still not going to the right places. I'm at home.
Okay, so you're coming on my show. So this is your first step. We're saying it outside so the universe and God can hear. What are the other steps you're taking to really find and marry a 300K man?
None.
I haven't took any steps. This is my first step right here.
Wow.
I'm on your app.
Okay.
I'm on dating apps, and I'm just looking for places to go. And I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone because I normally don't date outside of my outside of African American men.
Oh, so you didn't. I skipped that. So you'll date outside of Black men.
Yes.
Okay.
If they're attractive.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I never have before, but I'm okay with opening up to.
So West Mode, I think they're referring to the lady I talked about a second ago. That one lady success story about to leave a whole lot of y'all single. Nothing wrong with wanting someone financially stable, but 300K?
I don't think that's a big stretch. I mean, I said I would settle for 200K. I don't think 200K is a big stretch. I think that's
settling, Lord Jesus Christ, Lord. Albert C, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how did we go from women being happy a man has a job in the 70s to he got to make 350K and spends it all on her? Good question, Albert. Thank you for the super chat. How did we get here, child? And I mean, Lord have mercy. I'm just saying, like, it's Delulu. It really is. It's Delulu. And I find some of the women, the majority of the women who are delusional. And I don't want to say this to sound mean, because I'm not mean, y'all. I know I'm not mean. I'm just trying to understand. Usually the women who are not really what those men would want are the ones who are requesting that. I mean, because attractive women don't have to request that. Attractive women, they'll attract a man. If they're in the right place, they can attract a man with money. They don't have to request it. Because once again, if the man is attracted to you, he's attracted to you. And if he has the means, then he's gonna want to do what he need to do to get you. You don't have to say it, So, child, thank you, Albert C. I appreciate you. It's just, I don't know, y'all. It's just a hot mess. It's a hot mess. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate you. Dre, the Dream says $5 from Dre the Dream. Thank you so much, Dre. I appreciate you for the support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here. Farrell says, damn, D, you got your DMX imitation stuck on me. LOL. Child, listen what they really want. That was my song. Thank you, Farrell. I appreciate you for the super chat. It's a shame that he's not here anymore, DMX. How sad. I was sad. Thank you, Farrah. What's going on, Trey? Trey in the building. Trey said, "What's going on, Trey?" Trey said, "300K and you getting braids and belly fat." A mess. He a hot mess. Child, let's continue, baby.
That's doable.
How you say?
300 might be a big stretch, but 200, I said I'll settle for. It's not a big stretch.
Okay, 200 to settle for. Have you dated? But you've dated a man that makes 200K.
I've dated a man that makes 200K.
So what was wrong with him?
He's a liar. He's a cheater. And I'm learning most successful men are liars and cheaters that make that amount of money.
Why you want one?
Yeah, I mean, like
you say most successful men are liars and cheaters, but you're sitting here saying you want a man who makes 300K. So you want a liar and a cheater? Just say that. And I mean, just say you okay with them lying and cheating. It doesn't make any sense. I tell you the stupidity of it all. You know, it never makes sense. You wanna, you gotta make 300K. I will not settle. I'll settle for 200K. Oh, but most men who make that money are liars and cheaters. So why would you? Why? I don't understand. That don't make sense. Never does.
Go with that tax bracket, child.
A lot.
I don't know what y'all taking.
You got to deal with a lot. You got to be
but the money matters to you enough that you're willing to deal with
it. I mean, maybe.
Woo, child. Let's keep going. All right. Maybe. When was your last relationship? Did I ask you this?
December.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
December.
3 flaws you have to work on.
Not settling.
Okay, hold on real quick. And you said it a couple times, and I was gonna let it skip. I really hate the way y'all use settling, because I don't think y'all use settling properly. Settling for someone, let's just say if he made 100K, which is still unique. If he made 100K but was there for you in the time you really needed somebody, you know, and showed up for you, that wouldn't be settling. You'll be blessed. Sometimes I think you're settling when you deal with all the things that come along with the man that makes a lot of money, which could be lack of time, other women, disrespect, you know, the lies that you mentioned. So I just think that you guys base settling off of the things that you shouldn't base settling off of. You're settling if a man is whooping your ass and you won't go nowhere.
Well, that's a deal breaker for me.
Right, but hold on. But you said earlier, like, I'll settle for 200K. So basically, you're saying that this salary, if you take anything less than 200K, in your mind, you're settling. But you don't even know what might come along with that man that makes all that money. That might be a more settling K. You can get a man that makes 500K, but let's say he got 5 women. He never shows up for you. He's not trustworthy.
Wait, I can't. Wait, 5. Make money whooping your right, knocking your head between the washer and the damn dryer. Right. This is why I say, like, come on. It doesn't take a genius to understand that. This is why I say, why do y'all lead with the money thing? Get to know a person first. You know, it's like the whole go back to the idea of asking for the W-2s and then check stuff. No, like, come on, I ain't no man gonna tolerate that. Why is that the most important thing? When you get to know a person, get to know who they are first. Like, whether, you know, the money is at the forefront, and then you prioritize that. And say you did get in a relationship with a guy who has all the money, like she said, then he just all of a sudden knocked the shit out of you out for no reason, just backhand you into the wall for no reason, and then he smile in your face and, come on, babe, let's go eat. You gonna be tripped out, right? You gonna be like, oh god damn, this ninja is psychopath. He just get in one of them spells and bat the shit out you for nothing, and you sitting there crying, and then he like, let's go on the yacht, you know, like the crazy Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of dude. And now he got all the money, and look what you done got yourself in to. Now you got to try to get out of it, worrying about the money. Like, come on, that's so dumb. Get to know this person to see if this is somebody who you want to be with, and if they really are taking you seriously, and if y'all have a connection or whatever, things in common, whatever, you know, things that will make a relationship work. And then, you know, hey, what do you do for a living? You're going to find that stuff out. And if you gonna see the type of person he is on the surface level, if he a bum, well, guess what? He ain't gonna have no job. He ain't gonna have no car. He ain't gonna have nothing. You gonna automatically see that. If he want to take you on a date and he Ubered there and you drove and he ain't got no car, that let you know right there, okay, he ain't got no car. What kind of job? He probably ain't got much of a good job. Or you know what I'm saying? And I know people take Ubers and stuff, but still, those kind of things will show you if he ain't never got no money, if he's always skimping. It's not about 300K, but it's like being stable at least, that you got your own place, you got your own car, you got something. So you're gonna know that. But get to know the person for who they are too, not just jump into the money. Well, how much money you make, and that's all that matters. Hell, then you go off with him, and you never know what could happen. He could snap, take you on a boat, snap out there, and now you don't know you know what could happen. I'm just saying that just I don't understand these educated women. Zick, thank you so much for the super chat. It says attractive women do not have to set these hard rules. The need to set hard rules never even crosses the minds of women who are truly on that level. You are absolutely correct, in my opinion, at least. They don't have to. Because I'm just saying, like, if a man finds you attractive and he want to be with you, you don't have to say, you don't. They automatically do stuff for you. You don't have to set those hard, you really don't. If a man is attracted to you in that way, they are in my experience, they are inclined to do things for you. They just do. I mean, that's why I'm saying maybe some women haven't had that experience, and so they have to set the hard rules. But for women who, I'll just say, the women who men are attracted to, they don't have to do that. You don't even have to ask for that. And a lot of times certain women don't even be looking to ask or do that because their mindset is not in trying to take advantage of somebody. So yeah, it also is determined by the type of woman too, because a lot of the women who don't think like that, they're not trying to be gold diggers. They're not trying to take somebody for their money. So they're not even thinking of that. They're not thinking of it, and so they're not setting those rules. And so it makes the man who's attracted to him feel more inclined to want to do stuff for him because they're not demanding it and all of that. You see, that's why I say a lot of women are going about it the wrong way, because y'all out here putting these hard, unrealistic rules on men, and these men see that and they walk the opposite way. And then they looking at you and saying, you're not even my type anyway. And if I was going to do that for somebody, she gonna have to be super, super attractive. And I think that's what these women don't realize, because everybody's a 10 nowadays, and every woman, 400, 500 pounds, think they're a 10. So they all fit into that category. But when they don't get the response that they're looking for, they think something wrong with the man. See what I'm saying? Y'all with me? Thank you for the super chat, Zick. I appreciate you. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. Oh my God, what's going on? Hey, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Love the channel. Love the work. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for the support. I appreciate it. To mediocre tutorials and reviews. Shout out to you. Thank you. In the building. Yes, he is. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for being here. Let's continue, y'all.
To me, that's an example of
settling. So when I say settling is a deal breaker for me, that when I say that, I mean settling for a man that's dealing with more than just me. Settling
right, but when you said earlier, you was like, you'll take 300K, but you will settle for 200K because you don't want anything under 200K because of your past experience. So you basically made it seem like if you get with a guy that's 200K, you'll settle for that because that to you is equal settling.
No. When I say that's one of the settlements that I have settled for in the past, is a man that makes under 200K. But along with that, he also cheated and he was broke. He also had 10-3, a lot of women. So when I say settling, I just don't mean money categorized. I mean, around the board, I settle was one of my deal breakers for a lot of things that I shouldn't have dealt with in a relationship. And that being one of them was cheating.
Okay. Yes. All right, I got off tangent.
Well, but to me, I think that refutes her whole argument. Like, okay, so you met a man who made the type of money that you're looking for, but he still wasn't what you wanted. He still didn't have the qualities that you wanted. You still had to, you settle because he wasn't really what you wanted, but he made the money. So what's the point of going after a man who makes all of this money if he still doesn't have the other qualities that you were looking for? So that'll still leave you by yourself. That'll still leave you single. Because it show, in my opinion, it shows that the money is not the end all be all. This is why I don't understand women who just focus solely on the money. Why not get to know a person? It shouldn't be based solely on how much money they make. That it doesn't make any sense. Because if you've met somebody, if she's honest, if she's telling the truth, that you met a man who met the money standard, but he still had other issues. You say he had other women, and you want a monogamous relationship, I'm assuming. So you want a man who's just for you. But so why not focus on somebody who would give you the majority of the qualities that you want, but still a good guy and still somebody who who takes care of himself. Of course, I don't expect you to go out and just pick a real bum. They call men bums who have 9 to 5s. I'm not talking about a man who has a 9 to 5. I'm talking about a man who actually takes care of himself, who's stable, who has a good job, who's responsible, who wants a relationship, who wants monogamy, somebody who wants to be in a relationship with you and cares about you and wants to build with you. Why is that such a problem? And so I think this is why a lot of these particular women are going to lose out, because you're looking for something superficial. And even though you claim you dated somebody with it, it still didn't work out. So why are you still looking for that same thing? You keep doing the same thing, looking for a different result. It's not going to work out. But somehow they still think that they can manifest the type of man that will, give them what they're looking for, even though they're not finding it. And even at the same time, she said that she don't put herself out there. She don't know where to find these types of men at. She hasn't been in a position to really find that type of man. She don't know where to look. She's not outside. So how are you going to find that type of man? In my opinion, honestly, I don't think that, and listen, I try to be optimistic. Honestly, I try to, keep an open mind. Cause listen, I'm not going to, anything is possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. You might be able to find that, but if you're not putting yourself out there, how you going to find it? First off, and you haven't found it yet. And even met a guy, she said, that made the money and that still didn't work out. So maybe you should change your mentality and the narrative of what and your idea of what a good man is. But ultimately, she also said too that she want a man to be her caretaker, caregiver. She want a man to take care of her. So that's really what it is. She want him to make a lot of money to take care of her, solely take care of her. And I guess she wants some other stuff too. It's going to be very difficult for her to find that type of man, in my opinion. Just my opinion, y'all. Once again, it's my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt, or you can, whatever you want to do with it. But it's just my opinion. I just think we see too many of these types of women having a hard time finding this magical man, this man that's going to be everything that they want to be. Make all the money, take care of all the bills, be monogamous, take care of their children, do what they want them to do. Just be supportive, help them out with their businesses, do all these things. And they don't have to bring any, and they could still be independent, work, woman who's independent, not really, the type of woman that these men might want. You want to be independent, think independently, do what you want, go outside, girls trips, all this stuff. But you still want a man with all the money to just take care of you and just sit back and let you do you and he do him. But he got to be, you still have certain things you want him to be. He can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like you want control over a man like that. And I don't believe that that's going to happen. And we don't see it happening. We don't see it happening. We don't see these women in droves getting these types of men. This is why they're all over social media complaining. You're complaining about not finding a man. Where all the good men at? Well, there are good men out there, but they're not checking for you. And that's just what it is. So, it is. Hopefully they can find it. But from what we're seeing, they're not. Divine Photos, thank you so much for the super chat, says, Kendra banned me as I broke the story to Theo Coop about Tasha K going in on Kendra, and she deleted a live stream with someone in her chat bringing up Tasha. Oh my God. Why? That's crazy, Divine Photo. She banned you? Oh Lord. That's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy as hell. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you, brother.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm cool. I'm understanding. I'm fun. We can have fun together. I'm very sexual. I'm a Scorpio to the fullest. To the fullest. I'm
Very
just fun.
sexual, child.
Yes, I'm fun. You can take me out anywhere. I can communicate very well. You can take me in any room and I'm gonna mingle with everybody. Or I'm just gonna be with you. Whatever you want.
This is a good question. How do you know that a man makes 200 or 300K? Do you ask them if they for their pay stub? No one's revealing their salary to a random person. Get real.
That's the problem. I haven't had that type of man before, is what I'm saying. I want a man that make 300K. I've never had that before. I've had a man that made 100K. So I know they're not going to disclose that to me, but I'm telling the men right on this platform right now that that's what I'm looking for. Okay. So I'm hoping the men that reach out to me make 200 plus.
All right, let's get to it. You said you're on the app. What's your name on the app?
Bubbles 1981.
Bubbles 1981. Hold on a second. Bubbles. So is that your IG name?
All right. I'm going to stop it here, y'all, because we don't need all of that. But anyway, Pharaoh, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Kendra Musk got steak assery. Then you're a hot mess, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is a problem. I think it's a problem. And I always say, listen, you can want what you want. Nobody can, stop you from wanting what you want in life in general. When it comes to relationships, men, whatever it is. But when it comes to men, the men that you want gotta want you. Bottom line. There's no way to shame a man into wanting you. If he has options, he has options. The idea that a lot of these women won't settle is interesting to me. You won't settle, and you have a certain type, and a certain level of man that you want. But you could want him all day. Like I said, who you want gotta want you. If you want him with all this money and you can't seem to find a guy who wants you back, then you're not gonna get him. It's simple as that. If he doesn't want you, if you don't possess the qualities that he wants in a woman, he's not gonna go for you. He's gonna go for what he wants. And you could try to shame the type of woman he wants. That if she's a younger woman, if she's whatever it is, you could try to shame men and say, I don't know why men want, because I've seen that too. I don't know why men want these younger women, because that's who they're attracted to. These are all adults. These are all adults. So if he want to go for a more attractive certain look of a woman or whatever, and if she doesn't have to have all these degrees and all of this money equal to your money, that's his choice and that's his preference. And so what it does is it leaves a lot of these women out. All of these educated women who are looking for these top tier men, so-called top tier men, realizing that these men, you're not their pick, it makes them mad. They become angry. They become bitter. Like, why? Well, it's why, because he's not attracted to you. You're not his type. You're not what he wants. Just like y'all have a type. You have a type. You have a preference in financial status and other things, 6 feet tall, all that stuff that they want. But if he don't want you, that leaves you out. So this is why I say to women, listen, y'all, you can't control a man's decisions. You can't control everything. You can only control what you do. But if you can't control who men want, who they date, all of that, the one thing that you can control, your body, is where a lot of women fail. You don't control your own body. You have control over your body, but you're reckless with that. And that's the thing that you should have some control over, and they don't. And then they don't see the problem in that as well. So I think it's important for women to understand, listen, what men want matters. And if you want a certain thing from the men that you want, you have to figure out what it is. You have to figure out what they want. What type of women they're attracted to. What do they look for in women? And if you want them bad enough, you need to be able to give them what they want. Or if not, then you're just going to yield you single and by yourself. And that's just what it is. So, there's no way around it, in my opinion. And I mean, we've seen enough to know that it's the truth. And I think women have been delusional for a long time, and they've tried to manifest and say all this, but now you got women all over the place crashing out. A lot of women all over the place talking about they can't find the man that they want, but steadily blaming the man. Oh, these men are this and that, but you're still looking for them. So it is what it is. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. I think women going to have to make the adjustments and make the changes and hope that men are still out here. There are still men out here open to actually giving these women a chance. Because to me, it's the men who would have to settle, in my opinion. I think women have a lot of work to do. But they got to be willing to work on themselves and do the work. If you don't want to do that, then it's gonna look really sad out here, which is already starting to look sad, in my opinion. You know, as much as we have women out here saying they're happy by themselves, they're not. A lot of them are not. And I know some personally who are not. And then they're trying to shame women who are married and women who actually already have families and companionships and all of that. You're trying to shame them and try to put a bad name on married people as if everybody who's married is living a hard life, or she's a single mother in a marriage. They try to push that because they know that they probably won't ever get it. I've had women actually tell me that, oh, you're probably not happy in your marriage, and oh my God, you're probably a single mother in the No, I'm not. I'm happily married and happy with my husband and my family. But I understand it doesn't bother me because I understand these women are just crashing out. They have no, it's always a shame and a blame game. They always try to make things, pull out the worst in things because they don't have it. And I get it. I totally understand. And so I understand that perspective. And I know that they're just lashing out because they're a lot of times miserable within themselves and they don't know what to do. And usually when people are miserable and don't know what to do, they start shaming and they start calling women pick-me's, women who are already picked, because you're not going to get, it's not likely that you're going to get picked and actually get picked for the type of man that you actually want. You know what I'm saying? And listen, no shade or anything like that. I'm not trying to come from a mean place, but I just know that that's where it's coming from, and you want something, but you don't know how to go about it. And when you see women or anybody who have what you want deep down inside, it makes you angry and it makes you a little sad inside because you don't think that you can get it. But the funny thing about it, I always tell women, hey, listen, look, anything is possible, but you gotta work on yourself. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do things that will try to get you what you want. You can't just sit back and think that somebody is supposed to cater to you and people understand that you deserve something and they're just supposed to do everything for you and you do nothing to get to the point to where you want to be. You don't do anything to try to better your situation. That's like you want a handout. You want somebody to give you something for nothing. And it's not going to come that easy. It's not going to come like that. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the effort. You have to put in the work. You have to work on yourself. You have to know what it is that you want and work towards it, just like anything else, just like them degrees that y'all work towards, just like the jobs you want, just like the businesses that you want. You put in all of the work for those things. You got to put in it for a man too. Why do y'all think that a man is just a man and he's not worth putting in the time and the effort to get what you want him, but you don't want to put in the time and the effort to get him? You don't want to do what's necessary on your end to get the man that you say you want? Y'all got to understand that, because see, my thing is this, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. I'm going to wrap this up, because my thing is this. A lot of women, and I've seen this growing up, they never looked at a man as, of an importance. They never looked at man as something to be, as highly important. You looked at men as, oh, whatever, I could just get one, whatever, it's not a big deal, whatever, a man is just a man, whatever. They never put a whole lot of importance on men. Because a lot of us were taught that men, weren't that special. The woman is the prize. The woman is special. So women move accordingly. Oh, a man should be happy to be with me. He should be happy to be with me. So I don't have to put in the effort to get him. He has to do all of the effort to get me. So I'm the prize. I do what I want and let him run to me. Now we're in a situation where men aren't doing that. Men are living their own lives, making their own money, being at peace with themselves. And men are now saying, nah, I don't know if I really want a woman, because it might mess up their livelihood or come in, mess up what they got going on. Men are living their best lives. There are a lot of successful men out here who are living their lives and just peaceful the way they are. And they don't want a woman to come in and disrupt their peace because they see the toxicity that's out there. They see the toxic nature of a lot of women because women put it on blast. They put it on Front Street. They're the ones who expose themselves through social media of their nature and what they be doing. That's why I say a lot of this stuff was not new to me at all. A lot of the nature that women have exposed was not new. I've seen this years ago. It's just social media has allowed them to expose themselves. But this stuff is not new. They've been doing this. I told you I've met women who were cheating on their men, had babies for other men, all this kind of stuff. This stuff has been happening. But I've come across a lot of men who have said they thought women could do no wrong, that they didn't know women were like this. Some men were oblivious to the nature of women, but now you're not because it's all on Front Street. It's all out there for you to see. And now the men are opting out because they see what it really is. So if nothing else, women, you expose yourself and now you got to deal with the consequences of it. A lot of men don't want to approach y'all. They're not trying to, they like, nah, we don't need the drama. We don't need the foolishness. We out. So if anything, in my opinion, I think women are going to have to be the ones to change the narrative, and not just the narrative, change the mentality, change the way you think, and a whole lot more. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's really going to have to be a real effort put in there to really understand yourself and understand your nature and understand what men are looking for and the nature of men as well. So it's going to take some work. And what are they willing to do it? I don't know. But we can definitely see the shift based on the mentality of the way women think and the expectations that they have from men. So it is not looking good. Farrell, thank you once again, Farrell, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the support. Says D, I give you this because me and the chat love you like family. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Farrell and chat. I appreciate all of you guys for being here, supporting the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. That is super, super important. I appreciate you once again, Farrell. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Thank you. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you are continuously supporting the channel by watching the videos that are posted on the channel. You guys share and like them if you can. Also hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. That is super, super important, y'all. So I will be back really, really soon. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on so you'll be notified when I go live or post new content. All right. So thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate you as usual. Thank y'all once again for the love and support. What else? I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. Maybe I'll think about it next time. But make sure you are watching the videos on the channel, y'all. Make sure you go ahead and get the numbers up on the videos that are already posted. Oh my God. Shout out again to MTR. I am shocked that he was in this live. I appreciate him. I definitely support and watch his channel all the time. Lord. Oh my God, it took me by surprise. But shout out to MTR. Definitely a fan, I have to say. I definitely appreciate him for being here. Oh my God, I was a little shocked. I was a little shooken. But I appreciate him for being here. Love his work, love the channel, love all of that. So shout out to him. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here, you guys. And something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of it right now. But thank y'all. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe. I will see y'all really, really soon. Maybe I'll do a Sunday live. Hopefully I'll be back on Sunday, not tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be back here on Sunday. So make sure you have that bell turned on so you'll be notified. All right. So thank y'all once again. Y'all have a great day. Be safe out here in these streets, and I'll catch you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.